Hello, Aries. How are you? Thank you for revisiting, and a big hello to new viewers. Okay, Aries, your main theme for the month of October will be first and foremost your very important eighth house of sex, death, and taxes. And that title refers to intimacy, true intimacy, and trust. Death is allegorical here. No astrologer can predict death. It is a an ending and a new beginning. And taxes, it's really the house of shared finances where you benefit from your partner's income, inheritance, lump sums of money, cash outs, um, and gifts and the such. So that will be what will be shaking and moving this month. Um, your ruling planet Mars will be in focus as it brings the action and heat, blazing a trail through this house. And later in the month, Mercury, the messenger, coming in with information for agreements, negotiations, contracts, and the like. Also, you are wrapping up the backwards and forwards info regarding your sixth house of daily routines, habits, rituals, scheduling, and service to others. What has been in the background regarding your 10th house of career status, reputation, charity or unpaid work, and authority figures is awakened and moves forward with some more understanding and, if need be, with revision. There is also activity regarding your 7th house of marriage and partnerships that is continuing. Finally, a new moon, solar eclipse, and a lunar eclipse bringing some changes to your 7th house of relationships and partnerships, inclusive of business, and your second house of money, respectively. Okay, so on the second, we had Mercury in Virgo, your sixth house, oppose Neptune in Pisces, your 12th house of behind the scenes, secret spirituality, confining or restricting places, um, your dreams, your intuitions. So something with your schedule was not sitting well with your 12th house of secrets. So this already happened on the second, so you do already know what it is about. On the fourth, a couple of days ago, Mercury entered Libra. Libra is your seventh house. So you started becoming busy with talking about or receiving information, agreements, with your partnerships, your marriage partnerships, your business partnerships, any contracts or negotiations. It is also the house of open enemies. And partners can be anyone that really knows you well and can hold up a mirror to you and reflect back how you're feeling inside. Okay, on the 8th, which will be in a couple of days, Venus finally leaves Leo. It's been there a very long time. And it enters Virgo, your sixth house of daily routines and service to others. So, whatever was stuck and going backward and forward, um, that was Mercury in Virgo retrograde. It has turned direct mid September, but it has cleared its shadow at the end of the month. So now we have Venus entering Virgo on the 8th. So whatever was really stuck and whatever switcheroos were going around, now Venus will start blessing this house, and you'll find that your routines, your daily habits, and the like are back on track. Um, So the same day, we're talking about the 8th, Mars, your ruling planet in Libra, your seventh house of partners, will square Pluto in Capricorn, your 10th house of career and status. Now, we do have this square, could be something regarding um, your status. Well, since it's Pluto and Capricorn, so your status is in focus. So it is regarding your marriage partnerships or your business partnerships. I mean, it can be just a disagreement with your partners or your business partners. Maybe there's talk of expanding the business or you going solo or something like that. But squares are good. They jumpstart stalemates. They move things forward, and they are beneficial to both parties. So look to 2 more days to see what this square is about. Okay, so we're moving on to the 10th. Pluto in Capricorn will station direct. And Capricorn is your 10th house again. Remember to pay attention to the day before, during, and after the station. I've mentioned this before in my other videos, as all that pent up energy in a planet that's not moving yet is stationary still hums the loudest. So, what happens during those 48 hours will reverberate through time. Gives you a clue of how this era of Pluto and Capricorn will actually conclude, because it will be leaving Capricorn by next year. This is like the last go around for any unfinished business. But let us take a look at the oppositions happening the same day to maybe further understand the station and unfinished business Pluto is drawing your attention to your 10th house of career. So the Sun in Libra, your partners, will oppose your first house of self, and that triggers some kind of wound or regret because it is Chiron. Chiron was the wounded healer. He was also the master teacher, though, but a little bit more passionate than Saturn is. And he was a maverick. And you, no less, are a maverick because you're the first sign of the zodiac, and we look to you to, um, you know, blaze a trail through the new. But your partnerships, something about you personally, physically, personality, your CV, they're opposing that. And then Venus in Virgo, your 6th house of health and habits and routine, opposes Saturn in Pisces, your 12th house of secrets, behind the scenes, of the past, spirituality, and people from the past. So it looks like this station and this direct has to do with something about your past, and there's some kind of a wound or a regret, and it is at the back of your mind. Maybe you have not revealed everything to your partners regarding this past wound, or maybe you have not let it go, and your partnerships are picking up on this. And it is setting some kind of agitation with your daily habits, routines, or scheduling, or service to others. So the degrees, always look to the degrees in your natal chart to see how and when, or how and where it will affect you the most. So the sun is at 17 degrees in Libra, and Chiron is at 17 degrees in your sign. Venus in Virgo, Venus is at 1 degrees, and Saturn is at 1 in Pisces. Okay. 2 days later, October 12th, Mars, your ruling planet, will enter Scorpio. Scorpio is your 8th house of shared finances, joint property, your partner's income, like I mentioned before, inheritance, gifts. And Scorpio is all or nothing. And it has to do with trust and intimacy and all that. So the heat and action will be here. And this is what will be most important for you this month. Um, and it is Mars, but you're already used to the Mars energy. It rules you. But if something does come up with shared finances or joint property that is on the cutting edge of becoming a war, try to diffuse it because you'll have information, the information planet Mercury, coming in later in the month with excuse me, with information. Um, so try not to act on it right away. Try not to act on the heat that's coming in this house. I mean, it does cover intimacy, so if there's heat there, that's fine too. But I'm just saying, diffuse anything that might ignite or might stir up. Okay, on the 13th, the next day, Mars in Scorpio, your eighth house, will trine actually Saturn in Pisces, your 12th house. So, that Mars is at 0, Saturn is at 0, and there you go. On this day, your action, whether it was diffusing or creatively engaging, back on the 10th when I said Mars will enter Scorpio. Now, whatever action you took, then a day later, it gives a pleasing aspect to your 12th house of behind the scenes. So maybe um, that wound we were talking about, the past, or any regret, you start talking with your partners and become truly intimate and open up, and it will benefit that wound or that past incident. I know Aries and the older ones, back in 2009, 2010, 11, there was a triangle thing going on with partnerships. So that is probably lingering, maybe. And that's what you will be opening up about. And that with that opening up, with that communication, it'll start healing your 12th house, your psyche, maybe. So look to those degrees in your chart. I mentioned the degrees, I think 00. Okay, new moon, solar eclipse in your partnership house on the 14th of October. This is a brand new. So this is the new moon regarding your seventh house. Set your intentions and look for a new opportunity. Another thing with the new moon solar eclipse, before I get into like what it may be about, I see them as, me personally, I see them as like a 48-hour movie trailer of a movie of your life that will play out for the next 6 months, year or two. So again, just like with paying attention to when a planet stations, also pay attention to the eclipse energy day to know how this will culminate or what the main theme of your seventh house of partnership is about. Predictive astrology is not about changing something that is written in the stars. It is written in the stars for you to experience and gain knowledge of. It is to make the journey a little bit easier and smoother, the predictive astrology, that is, because many people, especially the fixed signs, have a hard time with change, and they may get anxious or fearful. And I think predictive astrology is just to make that road a little bit smoother. Now, this solar eclipse new moon is very important for you, Aries, because it is the first set of a number of eclipses to come in the Libra Aries axis. You guys are occupying the north and south node. You are in the north node, and Libra is in the south node. So, and Libra being in the south node, again, that is the past, and you are in the north node, so you are looking to your attention is being pulled back to your partnerships, and really your focus should be on yourself and the future. But of course, this Libra is there for a reason, bringing your focus to your seventh house. In any case, what I'm trying to say is, this is an important eclipse, so pay attention. It will reverberate through time. And I give you, I think, the degrees. The new moon is at 21 degrees. Okay, moving on to the 17th. Mercury in your seventh house of partnerships will oppose Chiron in your first house. Again, now it's Mercury's turn doing the opposition. So whatever opposed, whatever you went through with the opposition earlier, now you're getting information about this opposition. Your partnerships are talking to you more, trying to resolve more of what this wound or regret is about with your first house. Mercury is at 17 degrees, so is Chiron. Wanted to say something about that, but I will let it be. Oh, just look for the degrees in your chart. Okay. On the 17th of October, Juno the bride enters Virgo, your sixth house of health, habits, and routine. And I've said this before, I don't usually mention asteroids, but I like to do that when they're at 00 degrees like this. And like I've said, it is the beginning and powerful and sets the theme when it's at 00. So it's your sixth house. So you might be a new bride or a new seriously dating Aries. And your sixth house is reflecting that. For some of you, that is. In any case, Juno will be working its magic in your sixth house of health and habits and routines. On October 20th, Mercury, the information planet, in Libra, your seventh house of partners, will square Pluto in Capricorn, your 10th house of career and status. Again, this is a tense but good aspect. You guys benefit from squares. A lot of people don't like squares. I actually love squares. Out of all the tense aspects, I love squares and I like oppositions. The others you can have. But squares are beneficial, and they're usually beneficial to both parties, but especially to reading that particular zodiac sign. So, your 10th house of career and status will benefit from this square from your partnerships. Again, look to the degrees. It is Mercury at 27 degrees and Pluto is at 27 degrees. I've got 27 degrees in my chart. Okay, on the 22nd, Mercury will enter Scorpio, your eighth house of joint finances, of intimacy, of your partner's income, of any inheritance that might be in the mix, lump sums of money, like class action suit, dividends, things like that. That's what the eighth house covers, or anything taboo. I mean, it is Scorpio ruled house. So now the conversation begins, and information is forthcoming and will rhyme with what Mars has been doing since the 12th. Agreements, contracts, negotiations, and the like. It'll explain all the action. And this is an important month for you, and this is an important um, house for you. I know Aries, like, they take care of a lot of people. So money is important. And and for most of you, your money is not enough, sort of. For some of you, don't like comment like, oh, I can take care of myself. That's not, I'm not referring to. And the second house is a value system as well, and eighth house is intimacy. So I'm trying to say this is an important house for Aries, and this will move very fast this month, especially once Mercury comes in on October 22nd. For final conclusions, decisions, benefits, and such in this house, this will come right after Christmas, right before New Year's Day. You can sign off on things in your eighth house. Whether it is a new coupling and you're going to be sharing your finances, or getting into a purchase of a shared property, or whether it's some kind of separation and you are like dividing things, the finality of it is by right after Christmas, before New Year's. And it is a longer story. I mean, it will um, it will carry on into the next year, but like the the period uh, behind a paragraph or a sentence will come right after Christmas. I hope I made that clear for you. Okay, on the 22nd, Mercury in your eighth house will trine Saturn in Pisces. Pisces is your 12th house. So there you go. Whatever information Mercury brought in on the 22nd, right after, it will um, it will benefit your psyche, your faith, your behind the scenes activity. And you probably know what it is about, or it might be just, you'll be less anxious because you get the information regarding a partner's income or shared finances. Mercury is at 0 and Saturn is at 0. All right, we're on to the 24th of October. The Sun, this time in Scorpio, your eighth house, will trine Saturn in Pisces, your 12th house. So, 2 days before you got the information you were looking for, you needed, and then it becomes public on the 24th. And that suits you just fine because we have trine to your 12th house of psyche. No stress there. Okay, and here we go. October 28th, a full moon lunar eclipse will be in Taurus. This is your second house of job, income, and your value system. Who you will and will not sell out for. The second house of money is your own money that you earn, and it is how you value yourself. A full moon is an ending. I mean, it's it doesn't it's not complicated, or it can be a culmination of your efforts for the past 6 months or a year or what have you. In this house, it comes to a fruition, but mostly it's an ending. And you know what? I haven't mentioned this, but I'm going to mention it. Eclipses really hide things. Um, eclipses are endings, but they hide things. You don't get the full picture. In any case, on the 28th, you might be ending a job. You might be losing a source of income. You might decide that this I will not sell out to this person or to this thing, so it's an ending. Or it can be a promotion. You'll be ending one job, going to another. Um, uh, Maybe you will be getting a raise, so your old income will die out, will leave, and you will be getting this new income. But just to let you know, since April of this year, Jupiter entered Taurus, your second house of income and job. So, something about regarding your job and income or your value system has been expanding since April, um, which is good. So, your maybe your job, you've been taking on more um, activities, duties, responsibilities, and maybe you were getting more money. Maybe you worked on a commission of some sort. In any case, um, last month Jupiter stopped and started retrograding. So this ballooning of your second house stopped for you to review what extra duties you were taking on. Maybe it's not working. Um, when it goes direct in January, you will be making the revisions. Maybe you'll need an assistant, or you'll want to delegate some of the responsibilities that you've been taking on. Or you might find you don't need an assistant for this new position. But there is a trine from Pluto to Jupiter next year, when Jupiter goes direct in your second house and starts expanding this house again. So it is going to be benefiting your career and status. So this full moon lunar eclipse is just a shaving down, a tidying down, something ending maybe partially. In any case, look to the degrees. It's 5 degrees Taurus. Okay, yeah, let us take a look at the oppositions happening on the same day of this lunar eclipse. Maybe you'll get a better clue. So, Mars, your ruling planet, is in Scorpio, your eighth house of shared finances um, and trust, will oppose Jupiter and Taurus, your second house of income and values. Also, Mercury in Scorpio, your eighth house, will oppose Jupiter in Taurus, your second house. So both Mars and Mercury, both action and information of shared finances, shared property, is not sitting well with your second house of job and income. Um, Maybe you are purchasing a property together, you and a partner or a business partner, and maybe you don't qualify because of your income, um, or maybe your partner's income is not enough. So, so that's where your oppositions are on the full moon. So you will be maybe ending one job and then taking this promotion, or getting a brand new job, so that this shared property, shared finances thing can work. Or if it is a separation, obviously, you will be talking about um, the shared finances or shared property you have. Um, but um, if it is about a separation, then yeah, sharing your income will end. You will have the full force of that. In any case, so let me give you the degrees on that. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Oops, I closed it. Okay. Mars in Scorpio. Mars is at 11 degrees. It's opposing Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter is at 11 degrees. Mercury in Scorpio is at 11 degrees, opposing Jupiter in Taurus at 11 degrees. So 11 is the magic number. Scorpio 16, Taurus 16. Yeah. So look to those degrees in your natal chart to see if you will be affected and where they fall. Okay, and we are on the 29th of October. Mercury in Scorpio, your eighth house of joint finances and intimacy, will conjunct Mars in Scorpio, your eighth house as well. So this is a powerful day. The action and information are locked together in step. So whatever information you get and action that goes with it, it's fact. It's a very important day for the talk to walk the walk. As they say, both action and information or the talk are in solid agreement. And this is another day to pay attention to regarding your eighth house because it will also reverberate in the future. On the 31st of October, Venus in Virgo will trine Uranus in Taurus. So your second house of routine, health, and scheduling, service to others, is benefiting your second house of job, income, and your value system. And this is a nice aspect to end the month in. Maybe you do get a new position in your schedule and routine that you are already comfortable with works out with this new job, or the service to others. Maybe you're in the medical field and it sits well with your value system. Whatever it is, look to 21 degrees Venus. Uranus is 21 degrees as well. Virgo and Taurus are at 36. So yeah, that's a nice ending. I love happy endings. Thank you, Aries. Give it a thumbs up if you like the entertaining info. And we will talk next month, if not earlier, if I have anything special to share with you guys. Okay, so next up is Cancer. So Cancer, get ready. Let me pull up Cancer. So I'm going to stop this and start it over with Cancer. Hi, Cancer. Welcome back. And hello to new viewers. Okay, so let's get straight into this. Cancer, your main theme for the month of October will be busy with a love interest, children, creativity, pets, or gambling, maybe even painting the town red. Many Cancerians I know are school teachers, so they do deal with a lot of children. But this is also, of course, your own children and the next generation. You will also be finishing up in your third house of communications and commuting, the neighborhood, siblings, social media, and the like. You will also start hearing the rumbling of your partnership house come alive. Dum, 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 dum. So your ever powerful seventh house of partners will have a finality of activity and revisions for the next few months to a year. This also includes business partnerships, contracts, contractual agreements, and it is the house of open enemies. It is also the house of mirrors. I call it that. It's a partner can be anybody that knows you really, really well, who can hold up a mirror to you and let you know how you are feeling inside. All right, you are also busy. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I don't know why it's like only what time is it it's not even 6 o'clock and I don't know why I'm yawning. All right. So you are also a little busy with your fourth house of home, family, parents, and parenting. Your physical home renovations, maybe your country and your patriotism. Well, you are always busy with home and family, Cancer. You're just very nurturing, food loving, family loving, entertaining kind of person. Okay, finally, a new moon solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse this month, bringing some changes to your fourth house of home and family and your 11th house of friends, respectively. Um, okay, so 4 or so days ago on October 2nd, Mercury in Virgo. Virgo is your third house of communication devices, modes of commuting, neighborhoods, neighbors, siblings, cousins, social media, um, and the like. Opposed Neptune in Pisces. Pisces is your ninth house of travel in the mind, higher academia, philosophy, religion, the law, sorry, the World Wide Web, and publication. So maybe you were publishing something on social media and um, the hosting agent did not like it or something, or you got a strike or something. Anyway, it happened on the 2nd, so it's already happened, so you know what it is about. The degrees on that was Mercury 25 and Neptune was at 25. A couple of days ago on the 4th, today's the 6th, on the 4th, Mercury entered Libra. Libra is your fourth house of home, family, parents, and parenting. And like I said, country and your patriotism. So something started in the action, the heat started in September regarding your fourth house of home and family. Maybe you're getting a new home, maybe you're renovating, maybe you're selling, um, or maybe you had additions to the home, to the family. Maybe you had visitors from out of town. Whatever it was, the action was there. So now comes, the discussion about it. If you are renovating or refinancing or purchasing or selling, um, now we'll start a couple of days ago and forward we'll start the contracts, the agreements, the negotiations, the information that you need to coincide with the action that was taken. Okay, on October 8th, Venus enters Virgo. It finally leaves Leo, and it's a hip hooray that it finally left Leo. It's been there forever because of the retrograde in Leo. On the 8th, it enters Virgo. Yay! Virgo is your third house of communication and commuting, your neighborhood. So any glitches in that area, in that house, social media, the opposition you had earlier between your third house and ninth house of publishing, um, on the 8th, Venus will start smoothing out those glitches. It'll start smoothing out that house. And Venus also brings money. So you might be benefiting from money or love from your Virgo house. So, yeah, maybe you start a thing with a neighbor. Or you start Skyping that person at a distance. Who knows? In any case, that is on October 8th. Okay, on the same day, October 8th, so it's 2 days from now, Mars in Libra, Libra is your fourth house, will square Pluto in Capricorn. And Capricorn is your very powerful seventh house of partnerships, marriage, and open enemies. So, some action within your home is opposing your partnerships. Maybe, I mean, it could be a simple, renovation. You want granite countertops and your partner wants, I don't know, marble or something. It can be it can be something like that, or it could be you want a certain neighborhood or your to purchase and your partner wants a different neighborhood. Um, or if there's a separation going on, obviously, um, shared finances or a shared home, it will be up for discussion. And but squares, out of like I've mentioned before in my videos, and I'm sorry to bore you guys when I say it over and over, but there are new listeners as well, and sometimes we forget. But out of all the hard aspects, I myself love squares, and I like oppositions, and then you can have the rest of them. I don't care for the rest of the tense aspects. Squares are very beneficial. Squares jumpstart something. Squares is when you almost can like reach it. You've seen those suspense movies. You can almost reach it, and square makes you finally grab it and reach it. Um, Squares are beneficial to both parties. It's not like an opposition where it's like a back down, one of or the other backs down for the most part. But squares are really good. Do not fear squares. I know a lot of astrologers, they say, oh, yeah, brace yourself. No, no, don't brace yourself. Embrace it. Embrace. Yeah, see, there you go. Embrace the square. Love the square. Own the square. All right, I'm sorry. I've just been doing this long. Anyway, okay, on the 10th, 2 days later, 2 days after the 8th, yay, Pluto in Capricorn goes direct in your ever powerful seventh house of marriage, partnerships, contracts, agreements, open enemies. Well, you don't want your open enemies to be powerful, but at least they're open enemies. You can see them. And the House of Mirrors. Um, just off the bat, again, it's my spiel again. Remember to pay attention to the day before, during, and after a station, as all that pent up energy, these planets are like humongous. And they're still so they hum the loudest. So what happens during those like 24 to 48 hours um, is significant. It does reverberate throughout time. It gives you a clue of how this era too of Pluto and Capricorn will conclude, because Pluto and Capricorn will be leaving. Pluto rather will be leaving Capricorn next year. So let us and Pluto and Capricorn, you've had this for 15 years, so you're used to this energy. Um, and it really was teaching you on how to be a powerful partner, because your partners were powerful, or you feared them for some reason, or they were controlling for some reason. Um, but Pluto showed you how to be like that, but where it's beneficial to both, because you do want it. You do want power beneficial for both, because then it's not an equal marriage. Or you two might have been a power couple, considered a power couple. All right, let us look at the oppositions happening the same day to maybe further understand this station and any unfinished business Pluto is drawing your attention to. So the Sun in Libra, it's your fourth house of home and family, opposes some kind of wound or regret in Aries, and that's your 10th house of career and status. And then also Venus in Virgo, your third house of communication and commuting, social media, opposes Saturn in Pisces, your ninth house of travel, higher education, and publication. At the same time, Pluto is going direct in your house of partnerships. So, I mean, it can be anything. Um, the fourth house, the Capricorn part in conjunction with this, it could be your marriage partner or a family member, a parent, is opposing um, something in your career and status. Maybe you are going through a divorce or you went through a divorce, and someone in your home and family reminds you of that or discusses that, and it opens up a wound or a sore spot. Or I mean, it could be your parents saying you should have gotten your doctorate. um, Now you could have been like a scientist at CERN or something. It can be something like that as well, because you have Venus in Virgo, your third house of communication and commuting, your neighborhood, opposing your ninth house of travel. So it can be all tied in somehow. Maybe you stayed, um, maybe your partner or you sacrifice for one of or the other instead of like going away for school, and the talk of the house in this community where you could have traveled to a different country and gotten your degree or something. I mean, it can be anything, but suffice to say, Pluto in your seventh house of partnerships is going direct, and there will be a couple oppositions on that day, like I said, between your fourth and 10th house and your third and ninth house. And I will give you the degrees so that, and I did that in the monologue in the first set of the videos. So you can refer to that. It's right in the beginning if you need like a visual and take a screenshot. But I'll give you the degrees. Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto is at 27 degrees, Capricorn 53 direct. And Sun in Libra, Sun is at 17, Libra 41. Chiron is at 17, Aries 41. Venus is at 1 degrees, Virgo 3. And Saturn is at 1, Pisces 3. So look for those degrees in your natal chart and to see further how this impacts you, or where it rubs off of on. Might not be on these particular houses because everybody has a different rising moon aspects and what have you. So look for those degrees to see if it even affects you. But but Pluto turning direct in your seventh house of partners is like the cavalry coming to the rescue with these oppositions. So that's a good thing. On October 12th, Mars, a planet of war, action, and heat, enters Scorpio. Your fifth house of love, romance, children, creativity, pets, gambling, and even just fun, having fun, going out, dressing up. It is the house of love, but true romance. It's not really associated with marriage. So the heat and action will be in these areas. Um, I mean, I don't see any problems, but just don't get carried away and and I don't know, flirt with every Tom, Dick, and Harry or Susan and whoever, um, because it is Mars, so it does like sort of light a fire under you. Or if it's children, um, just um, just know that Mars is putting on the heat. So if your children are acting up, or you get frustrated with children or pets, just try to diffuse the situation, because we have Mercury coming in at the end of the month in Scorpio, so you'll have more information then. Okay, on October 13th, Mars in Scorpio, your fifth house of love and romance and children, will send a benefit benefiting aspect, excuse me, to Saturn in Pisces. That is your ninth house of higher education, publication, travel in the mind, foreign places, people at a distance, the World Wide Web. So if you are maybe teaching a class online, or you're taking a class online, something regarding your fifth house is sending good vibes to the ninth house. Maybe you have a love interest at a distance, and you're Skyping, or maybe you're starting an online store for children, um, or love charms or something. That's why you have the ninth house of the World Wide Web and publication. Anything's possible. Degrees on that is Mars 0, Scorpio 55, Saturn is 0, Pisces 55. On October 14th, ta-da, the new moon solar eclipse in Libra. And Libra is your fourth house. This is a significant eclipse. It's a new moon solar eclipse, so something new. But it is the first set of eclipses to come, the first eclipse of a set of eclipses to come in the north and south nodes. Libra is occupying the south node, and Aries is occupying the north node. Um, so Libra is south, so the past karma. Uh, this was the same spot 18 years ago, so think back to then. Regarding your fourth house of home and family, what was happening then? In any case, it's a new moon solar eclipse, so you might be getting a new home, stepping into a new home. Um, you might be getting a new family member, or maybe a new baby, maybe a new child, or you might be getting married and getting a new home, or going into your spouse's home, meeting, being with their family, having a new family. Um, Maybe you have a new sense of pride with all this political mayhem going on. Um, Suffice to say, it is a new moon solar eclipse on the 14th, so look to the 14th for any new opportunities, discussions, maybe even your renovations finish on the 4th and you're happy, or you sell your home then. Your degrees are the new moon is at 21 degrees, Libra is 7. So look to that as well. Oh, yes, I didn't mention, let me mention. Because it just helps visualize for some, give a visual for some people. I see solar eclipses as like a movie, like a 48 hour movie trailer of the movie of your life that will play out for the next 6 months, a year, 2 years. Maybe it'll be 2 to 3 years, since it's the um, Aries Libra node's occupation, and that will be there for around 2 years. So pay attention to that day. When planets station, pay attention to what's happening that day. And this singular eclipse and the beginning eclipse of a set of eclipses is significant. So pay attention, and you will see the culmination, or what you will go through the future. Okay, the last thing I'll say about this is predictive astrology is not about changing something that is written in the stars for you. You know, some astrologers say, "Oh, it's this," but you can change that. You can no, you can't change what the universe has written. You can't change what the universe expects of us or tells us where we need to be. Um, these are huge, uh, benevolent, unknown, majestic. We're insignificant to the knowledge of these things, and it's not about changing. It's about understanding. The universe knows where you need to be, what you need to be experiencing. And for some people, especially the fixed signs, it is really difficult for them to go through change or accept change. That they miss out on the journey. Some people really fear it, and it's the journey that's the beautiful part. It's the learning part, and they miss out on that. So I think predictive astrology is to smooth that path out, to have people who are anxious or fearful not to be that way and enjoy the journey. That's my 2 cents on predictive astrology. Let's move on. Okay. On the 17th of October, Mercury in Libra, your fourth house, opposes Chiron in Aries, your 10th house. So earlier we had, was it the Sun or I think Mars, that did the same opposition. So on the 17th, this opposition now is information laden, full of information. So you may understand what happened earlier when the Sun in Libra, oh, it was the Sun that opposed Chiron on the 10th, the day Pluto stationed direct. So you are now getting more information about that. It looks like a cathartic healing because anything with Chiron and Aries, hot headed Aries, is cathartic. When you understand something, it's therapeutic, it's cathartic. Okay, on the same day, Juno, the bride, enters Virgo. That is your third house of communication, daily rituals and habits, service to others, your scheduling, and your routine. And I've said it before, I don't usually mention asteroids, but I do when they're at 00, and they're significant then. Um, they set the theme like everything else I've mentioned about stationing and eclipse days. So this is happening in your third house, and Juno the bride. I don't. You maybe I don't know. Um, Maybe you'll be seeing a play about a bride in your neighborhood, or maybe you are a new bride in your neighborhood. But anyway, the degrees is at 00. It's on the 17th. It's an asteroid. Not all of you may feel it, but something regarding your third house might be getting married. So maybe your social media, you'll be maybe combining like Instagram and Facebook or something. So Juno will be in the background doing its marriage magic, bride magic regarding your third house. Okay, on October 20th, Mercury, the planet of information and contracts, in Libra, your fourth house, will square Pluto in Capricorn, your seventh house of partners, home and family, and your patriotism. So here we go again. Something about your family. Maybe it's your parents. that are not agreeing with your partners, or maybe it is your own home, and there's something that's tense between your partners, um, the parents, whatever it is. Again, squares are good. You benefit from squares, so you are benefiting regarding your fourth house and your partners. You're benefiting from this situation. Maybe it, again, if it's a split, you're getting the house, maybe, or the renovation is finally, going your way, and um, because maybe your powerful partner has awakened thanks to Pluto being rising up from its slumber from in Capricorn. I don't think I'm making fun of this. I'm just scenarios that I want to make it entertaining as well. But it's a square and it's beneficial, even though it's tense. But it gets you what you need. Um, so there. The degrees on that is Mercury 27, Libra 55, Pluto 27, Capricorn 55. 22nd of October, Mercury enters Scorpio. So the discussion, the talk, the agreements, the contracts, and so forth regarding love interest, children, creativity, pets, gambling, or painting the town red. So you're getting the information now regarding the actions that took place. Maybe you met someone while you were painting the town red, and now you're starting to talk. Or it could be children, your creativity juices, or what you presented to children is now paying off, and now you're getting feedback from the parents if you're a teacher, and so forth. In any case, Mercury is at 00, Scorpio is at 00 as well. On the same day, um, Mercury in Scorpio, your fifth house, will trine Saturn in Pisces, your ninth house. So there you go. It may be a situation for my Cancer who are teachers. Again, it may be that your children, your classroom benefits from your creativity, and you are recognized by your higher education, in the higher education field, because the ninth house covers that. Um, or if you're doing a long distance, like online class, again, that's covered in the ninth house with foreign kids, or kids at a distance. It can be young. I tell you, uh, Microsoft can be really rude, cutting me off like that. No, actually, it's a great program. I love it. I just need to upgrade, and um, I'm not making anything off of this yet for me to upgrade. Maybe, hopefully, in the future. In any case, like I said, your fifth house of love, romance, children, creativity is sending good vibes to your ninth house of publication, higher education. The degrees are Mercury 0, Scorpio 39, Saturn 0, Pisces 39. Again, check against your natal chart. And on the 24th, the Sun in Scorpio, your fifth house of love, romance, and children. So the Sun is the public, where it shines the light, will trine Saturn in Pisces, your ninth house. So first it was Mercury, you were getting information, and then 2 days later it's the Sun. It's making that information public. Maybe you get a raise, or maybe something about your child. um, adult child. Maybe they graduate or get recognized, or you and your love interest were talking seriously about maybe going on a trip, and you're making it public 2 days later. Suffice to say, the degrees are the same, 0, 0 with the Sun and Saturn. Scorpio is 37, Pisces is 37. Anyway, it's a trine. Like I said, not all of you will feel it, but it's a good aspect. Okay, now let's talk about the the always difficult subject. On the 28th, there's a full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. Taurus for you is your 11th house of. Let me make sure, because I've been messing up Cancer, Gemini, Taurus. Yes, it is your 11th house of groups, friends, associations, your memberships, your hopes, wishes, and dreams. Mentors, really learned, powerful mentors are in this house as well. It is the house of, I believe, second marriage. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. Um, so full moons are endings now. So let's just say that. Let's get that out of the way. Something ends there, uh, or it can be a culmination. What happened? Did I stop sharing? No. I want to make sure I didn't stop sharing. No, I'm fine. I think. um, Sorry about that. I should restart it, but Full moons are full moons are endings. They're a culmination of your past efforts coming to fruition. Um, Let me just explain here. That's Taurus. Jupiter entered Taurus in April of this year. So something about your friends, groups, or memberships, or maybe even your future plans, goals, started expanding. You either started getting more friends, more Taurus oriented friends. Taurus oriented friends, they're really cool people. Most of them are pregnant this year. I don't know why. Um, and Taurus is the money sign, the bull in front of the stock market. So a lot of money oriented people. Uh, so your friendship and group zone started expanding, because that is your house, or something with your existing friends and groups. A project maybe started expanding between all of you guys. So much so that, in September, it had to stop, or just take a break. Excuse me. Jupiter did stop to go retrograde in September, so now you will be reviewing what to shave off, or what to keep, and so forth. And this lunar um, full moon lunar eclipse might have something to do with that, with the expansion that you took too much on. So um, maybe you will be ending a friendship. Maybe you will be ending one group membership. Maybe you had a few hopes, wishes, and dreams, and now you want to be realistic and just concentrate on one, or what have you. Um, the full moon is at 5 Taurus, 9 degrees. So let's look at the oppositions the same day really fast to maybe get a further clue. Mars in your fifth house of romance, children, creativity, pets, and gambling. Oh, maybe I have a clue. Opposes Jupiter in Taurus, your 11th house, and also Mercury, the information planet, opposes Jupiter in your 11th house. Maybe your love interest was an old friend, um, or your love interest has become a friend. Um, Maybe your child is talking to you about their hopes, wishes, and dreams, or their friendships. And there's a problem that you foresee. In any case, look to the degrees. Mars in Scorpio is 11, Mercury in Scorpio is 11, Scorpio is at 16, Jupiter is at 11, Taurus is at 16. So those are significant because they're all the same. 11, 16. Look in your natal chart, guys. Okay, on the 29th, Mercury in Scorpio, your fifth house, conjuncts Mars in Scorpio, your fifth house. So there is talk and action. This is a walk the walk, talk the talk. Both action and information will be in solid agreement. And by the way, the Scorpio action, so your fifth house, is going to be moving pretty fast with action and then agreements to follow. 12th, like I said, Mars comes in, action comes in, and then 22nd, all the information comes in. So it'll be finalized by after Christmas, before New Year's. I mean, there'll be other aspects to it where it'll go on in the future, but some agreement, some contract, some finalization will happen before New Year's when we have the last remnants of Scorpio weather leave then, which will, I think, be Venus finishing up in Scorpio then. So I gave you the degrees, did I? Conjunct. Oh, Mercury 11, Scorpio 54. So both Mercury and Mars at 11. And then finally, we end the month on a happy note. It is Venus in Virgo, your third house of communication and neighborhood, will give good aspects. It'll trine Uranus and Taurus, your 11th house of groups and friends. Venus is at 21, Virgo is at 36, Uranus is at 21, Taurus is at 36. So those are significant numbers. They're matching up. Look at your natal chart, and it is a nice aspect between these two. Taurus, 11th house, third house. Interesting. Maybe you get a communication device that your friends think is really cool. Anyway, it is a good aspect, and I love happy endings. I'm so thankful that the month ends on a good note. All right, Cancer, you guys stay healthy and strong, and please give it a thumbs up if you like the entertaining info. Okay, next up, Scorpio. I'm going to start with you, so I'm going to stop this and put your stuff up. Hello, Scorpio. Excuse me. Why is this hide? Hello, Scorpio. Okay, let me just pull up. There we go. So, a big welcome to returning viewers, and another big hello to new viewers. So now we're on the Scorpio zodiac sign, the ones with the captivating eyes and friends for life. Those are my Scorpio friends. Before I get into your main theme of October, and I didn't mention it for the other signs previous to you in this video, but I have another video with a mono and the first 6 signs. And this is the second video with the second 6 signs. So if you want to listen to the October mono, it's in the first video with the first 6 signs. Even though, I mean, I go through each sign, I go through the whole month, but in the event you wanted to listen to the mono, it's on the other one. And also, this is a new thing I'm trying this month, is where I'm putting 6 signs on one video and 6 signs on the other. If you like that, I don't know if I like it. I don't think I like it, but I'd like to hear feedback. If you like it, that's fine. If you don't, if you want your own videos standalone, let me know. because I think I like those better. Um, Maybe because I'm having with such big issues with issues with a big file on my video editor. Um, I need to upgrade. I don't have money yet, so anyway, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Okay, if you like this squished in 6 signs in one and 6 signs in one, or if you want a standalone. So your main theme, Scorpio, is all about you, and some more of you. So your physical appearance, your personality, your wardrobe, your hairstyle, um, your CV is your concern right now, and you are still busy with clearing some stuff up in your friends and groups and associations. You had like switcheroos and backwards and forward things going on, and then the power struggles come back around again with your social media, neighbors, communication devices, your mode of commuting. Um, but you've been used to this energy for the past 15 years. And besides, it's ending soon. Pluto will be leaving Capricorn by next year and leave you a big old gift. And it might be dealing with foreigners as well, or foreign language falls in this too. Um, and you too are in some type of hibernation or in secret mode, looking inward and weighing up the crazy year that whizzed by. Or maybe you have a relationship that's in secret. Okay, finally, a new moon solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse, bringing some faith to your 12th house of religion, psyche, and secrets, and an ending or culmination to your 7th house of marriage and partners, respectively. Okay, on the 2nd, Mercury in Virgo, your 11th house, opposed Neptune in Pisces, your 5th house. The degrees are 25 Mercury, Neptune 25, Virgo 55. And I'm not going to go into too much of this because it already happened, so you already know what it's about. Something with your friends is not sitting well with your lovers or children or pets or what have you, but you've already experienced it, so you already know what's going on. Make sure it's that. Yes, it is. Okay, Mercury on the 4th, so 2 days ago, Mercury entered Libra. Libra is your 12th house of psyche, faith, religion, behind the scenes, confining institutions or places, hidden enemies, and our self undoing. So you had action in this house last month, and now you're getting the information. You're either reconciling with your own psyche, or you have a relationship behind the scenes. Mm, it might be, and might be a friend, or they become a friend because something else was in secret in August and early September with your friend. So, in any case, you're getting the information. Mercury is at 0, the Libra is at 0. That already happened. Okay, 2 days from now, on the 8th of October, Venus will enter Virgo. So, any issues you had with your friends, groups, associations, your hopes, wishes, your dreams, and what have you, that will be smoothing over and smoothing out because we did have Mercury go back and forth. So you might have had uh, you may have had some upsets there. So now Venus will enter. It's finally leaving Leo and it's entering Virgo, and it'll start um, smoothing it out. I hear like a lot of. It sounds like a herd of dogs barking outside, and I'm dying to know what it is. But it sounds from like afar. Really weird. But I really want to do this. Maybe it's the TV. I'm in like this room tucked away from everyone because everybody's like interrupting me. I want to get this done. Okay, so on the same day that Venus enters Virgo, we have a square. Mars in Libra, your 12th house of behind the scenes will square Pluto and Capricorn, your third house of communication and commuting. Um, so squares are beneficial. I've said this before. Out of all the tense aspects, I absolutely love squares, and I like oppositions. But squares are beneficial, and they do get things done. Um, and oppositions may be more of, oh, I'll bow out, or some kind of somebody compromises. But squares, everybody benefits from a square. So don't fear squares, please. Embrace them. So something behind the scenes or in secret or about your religion or psyche will get something started in your third house of communication, commuting, your neighborhood, maybe a foreign, I don't know about a foreign language, but excuse me, maybe you start Skyping or start some kind of going back and forth in your neighborhood with a neighbor or a friend. Yeah, something in secret that's happening with and your third house, your communication and your commuting is involved somehow. So those degrees are, sorry, oh my God, I don't know why I'm yawning. It's like not even 7 p.m. yet. Mars is at 27 degrees, Libra 53. Pluto is 27, Capricorn 53. All of us are going to feel this somehow. I'm not going to say you're not going to feel it. So you're going to feel it, but look to those degrees. If you don't have those degrees, then it might be just a passing thing. But if you look at your natal chart, it'll give you a further clue as to how and where it'll affect you. On October 10th, we have, yay, the finale, one of the finales, Pluto and Capricorn going direct, it's stationing direct. This is your third house. Remember, pay attention to when planets station. These are humongous, energy filled, combustible planets. Pluto is a powerhouse. Capricorn is a very, very serious sign. And it is all that energy is at a standstill. So it's something surreal. So whatever happens, whatever in those 24 hours, day before, during, after, um, pay attention to that because it'll give you a clue of how Pluto and Capricorn era will conclude. Pluto is leaving Capricorn by next year, and it's been in there for 15 years and will not return to Capricorn for another 250 years. So it is an end of an era for Pluto and Capricorn. And what you have been dealing with your third house of communication and commuting. Um, you've probably seen some of you um, from going from payphones to landlines to now only cell phones. So it's an end of an era and the beginning of a new. And pay attention to that day that it stations. You have Pluto at 27 degrees, Capricorn and 53 direct. So 27 has a lot to do this month, 27 degrees. Okay, on the same day, let's look at the oppositions that Pluto's going direct. Sun in Libra, your 12th house of secrets, opposes some kind of a wound or regret. Chiron in Aries, your 6th house of habits, daily routines, and service to others. Um, so whatever you have going on behind the scenes is making a change to your schedule. You're having to do a switcheroo in your schedule or adjusting as thus. Also, Venus in Virgo, your 11th house of friends, will oppose Saturn in Pisces, your 5th house of love, romance, and children and creativity. All this is related somehow, and this looks to me like a love interest in secret, but they're a friend. or or a lover becomes a friend, and that certainly is possible with Scorpios. You guys get down and dirty. Um, 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 no, the Sun in Libra, 12th house secrets. Well, I mean, for some of you, it is. For some others, it is something different. But suffice to say, your secret house, your routine house, your friend house, and your love interest house is all somehow related to Pluto going direct. So it's like Pluto is going direct in your third house. Where is the opposition? Yeah, in your third house. So commuting, upsetting your scheduling and your secret and your friendships and your love house. Anyway, I'd love to hear comments if you guys want to comment and see and tell me what's going on in there. But the sun is at 17, Libra is 41, Chiron is 17, Aries 41, Venus is at 1, Virgo is at 3, Saturn 1, Pisces at 3. Moving on quickly to October 12th, Mars enters Scorpio. It will enter your sign. So you will have the gusto, you will have the energy, you will have the juntas regarding something about you personally, your appearance, your physical shape, and your CV, your personality. It's going to be in action, as they say. Okay, and then on the 13th, Mars in your sign will trine Saturn in Pisces in your fifth house. See, some when you get that rev going, your fifth house of love romance starts slightly. It likes it. Or it might be children that are benefiting from your extra energy. You might be a teacher, but this is a soft aspect. Mars is at 0, Scorpio 55, Saturn 0, Pisces 55. Okay, on the 14th, we have the new moon solar eclipse in Libra. This is your 12th house of secrets behind the scenes, your faith, religion, psyche. So you are getting a new opportunity, or you are starting something new, maybe a new mental yoga. I mentioned that for another sign. Um, Something going on, or maybe a new secret. I don't know. Um, on the 14th, it is a new moon solar eclipse, and this this particular eclipse is going to be significant because Libra and Aries occupy. Excuse me, the north and south nodes. They just entered the nodes. So this is the first eclipse of a set of eclipses to come. So this sets the stage and the theme. So pay attention to the day before, during, and after of this eclipse. An eclipse really hide things, but that sits well with your 12th house, doesn't it? um, so yeah, the degrees are 21. The new moon at 21 Libra at 7 degrees, but it has no oppositions, even though you're still having that. Well, no, it doesn't, because you have the trine the day before. So anyway, it's a good moon. It's a new moon. Look to that, and I give you the degrees. Okay, October 17th, Mercury, the information planet in Libra, your 12th house, will oppose a wound or a regret in Aries, your 6th house. And you had the sun do that a few days earlier. So something was public. Now you're talking about it on this day, on what became public. Mercury 17, Libra is 31, Chiron 17, Aries is at 31. So it's your 12th and 6th houses, your secret house, and your routine house. And you'll know what it is because the sun will shed the light beforehand few days before. October 17th, I don't mention asteroids. I do when they're at 0. I think they're significant. Juno, the bride, enters Virgo at 00. Hey, your 11th house. Um, Juno's going to be doing its magic in your 11th house, her marriage magic, um, or maybe contract or partnership thing. But it's an asteroid. I mean, it's super tiny, but it's in the background. It'll be working its magic if there is room for it. It'll take the opportunity. But it's in your 11th house of friends, groups, associations, memberships, your hopes, your wishes, and your dreams for the future. On the October 20th, Mercury in Libra, your 12th house of secrets, will square Pluto in Capricorn, your third house. Mercury's 27, Pluto 27, Libra 55, Capricorn 55, 27 degrees this month. And significant. Anyway, so some information regarding your secret or your faith or your future outlook will jumpstart something in your third house of communication or modes of commuting or your neighborhood. And I gave you the degrees, so look at your natal chart and see how that happens. But squares are excellent. They're excellent. And Scorpios, I mentioned this in one of my other videos. Scorpion, if you've ever watched a Scorpion, they stand really still and for a very long time. But when they move super fast and without warning. You guys are good like that. So this square is jiving with your mentality. Square jumpstart something, and you need a jumpstart with your secret and your commuting house, whatever it may be. 22nd October, Mercury, the information planet, enters your sign, Scorpio. So whatever physical changes you are making to yourself starting on the 12th, whatever you are experimenting with, new wardrobe, new color scheme, whatever, you're getting the information, the feedback now from the 22nd and forward. And the Scorpio stuff moves really fast. And the final, needed results or wanted results, wanted because it's Scorpio, so it's you, will be right after Christmas, before New Year's. It'll move really fast. This energy will move really fast. Okay, on the 22nd, also Mercury in Scorpio will trine Pisces in the fifth house. So earlier, I think it was the Sun. I'm not sure, or Mars, but this is a soft aspect. It's a pleasing aspect. So some information is going out to your fifth house of love, romance, children. Mercury is at 0. Scorpio is at 39. Saturn approves, and Saturn does not really approve very much of anything. Maybe your love interest's father is a Saturn figure, and you get a nice haircut and a clean shave, and the father approves. Or you put on a really cute dress instead of your gothic outfit, and meet his parents, and they approve. Whatever it is Saturn is approving, my dear Scorpions. On the 24th, Sun in Scorpio, your first house. So whatever you publicly appear like will also trine Saturn in the fifth house. So there you go. First, the information, the approval. You ask for her hand in marriage, and then they agree. Just joking. Anyway, first the information, the feedback you're getting, You're getting back from your fifth house of love, romance, children, creativity about your new appearance or about the change you made. And then you're taking it public, and your fifth house is beaming with pride, shall I say. All right, on the 28th, dum dum dum, the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. So Taurus is your seventh house of partnerships, business partnerships, marriage partnerships, contracts, negotiations. House of mirrors, anyone who can really hold up a mirror to you, anyone who knows you well enough to do that. And the house of open enemies. Full moons are endings. I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Full moons are endings. And they can also be, yes, a culmination of your efforts of the past 6 months or a year or a couple of years, and it comes to fruition. But for the most part, they're endings. But eclipses also they hide things. So something is being hidden about an ending or a culmination. Let's just go back to April. Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter entered Taurus. So something about your partnership house started expanding. Whether it was good, I'm doing air quotes, or bad, air quotes, because nothing really is good or bad in astrology. It's just the way it is. It's what's written for you. It's where you need to be. So something started expanding. If it was bad, air quotes again, if there were problems, issues, Jupiter will expand those too because it needs you to take care of them, um, because it's preparing you for the next journey of your life. And if you have a issue laden partnership, you can't move forward. Um, but if you know, or if you need to be in a partnership for the next leg of your journey, that's why it'll start expanding and bringing you partners. And of course, this does include a business partnership or any other kind of partner. Um, so the full moon in your seventh house, it is at 5 degrees Taurus. The moon is at 5 degrees Taurus 9. Also, Jupiter stationed retrograde in September. So this expansion of your seventh house of partnerships stopped and is giving you a reprieve. It's giving you an opportunity to review what has been happening since April, and you will be making cuts, eliminations, structuring things. So maybe this ending will be part of that. And it doesn't have to be your marriage, you guys. People get really panicky, or people commenting, "Oh, how can you say that about someone?" It's not me. It can be a little tiff that you need to work out, and that's been growing. And if it doesn't get taken care of, it becomes serious. Or it could be, a business partnership. You some buying a person's partner out, or a partner buying you out, whatever it is. Look to those degrees, guys, because next year, January, Jupiter will start moving forward with the changes you make, and it will start expanding that house again. So maybe it's a reconciliation if it is an ending or a separation. Or you could be getting married, and what's ending is, you were maybe your business partner was important, but now you're getting married, so that's going to end, and your most important partner will be your spouse. Think of it that way. Okay, there are a couple oppositions the same day, so I'm going to mention them really fast to maybe have a clue. A Mars in your sign will oppose Jupiter in your seventh house of partners, and also Mercury in your sign will oppose your partners. So, yeah, it is an ending of some kind of a partnership, whether it be a business or a contractual partnership of some kind, or it is a culmination of the efforts you've put in from before, but especially since April, that has been expanding for you. This can be coming to fruition, okay? So, oh, let me give you the degrees on that. Mars is 11, Mercury is 11, Scorpio 16, Jupiter is 11, Taurus 16. So again, those numbers match. It's significant. Check them out against your natal chart. On the 29th, Mercury in Scorpio, your sign, your first house of self, will conjunct Mars in Scorpio, your first house. This is another significant day. I was at this effective communication class once, way back in the day, and they said, when you're talking, some people when they talk, they use their hands or they sway. Oh no, it was actually those four people that do the reviews, whether people are lying or not on YouTube. Oh God, I forget. They're really good. They're mostly military people. A couple of them are cute too. But yeah, they talk about how when the body when you're talking, and if the body starts swaying which way or what, it means, the information is true. It's one of the signs that the person is telling the truth, or they mean what they say. So that triggered my memory when I saw this on October 9th, Mercury and Mars conjunct in your sign. So information and action coming from you and about you, or about you and your personality, your physical appearance, will will be lockstep. So it's a good day. 29th, look for that. The Mercury and Mars is 11, Scorpio is 54. October 31st, Venus in Virgo, your 11th house of friends, groups, and associations, will trine Uranus in Taurus, your 7th house of marriage partners, business partnerships, any other partnerships, and contractual agreements and open enemies. So this is a pleasing aspect. It's a great, nice ending to the month. Venus is at 21, Uranus is at 21, and then Virgo is at 36, Taurus is at 36. Uranus, even though it's retrograde, does not do retrograde. Uranus lurks in the shadows. Uranus. I love Uranus. I love squares because of Uranus. Uranus is the planet of shock and surprise. It waits for when you're not ready. Anyway, you have been getting jolts of surprises in your 7th house of relationships, um, and I'm gonna say you needed it. Okay, the universe. Okay, so it cut me off. So yeah, the universe in its wisdom says you need like this sparking up of your 7th house, whether it be your marriage or your business partnerships. Um, so Uranus is doing its magic behind the scenes, even though it's retrograde. And this ends on a positive note for you, Scorpio. So look to the degrees. And like I mentioned, if you want to hear the mono, it's the video before this for the first 6 signs. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and give it a thumbs up if you found it entertaining. Gemini will be up next, so I'm gonna stop this and prepare for. Hello, Gemini. How are you? uh, Welcome back to returning visitors, returning Geminis, and others who will listen to Gemini. And a big welcome to new viewers. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to start the show while I give you your synopsis, because I don't want you guys getting too bored while I'm going through the synopsis. Okay, so I this month I did a different I did six horoscopes in the one video before this with a mono of the whole month. I didn't do a mono for the whole month, and this video with the last six signs. You, if you want to listen to the mono, just listen to the video before this. But I go through the whole month for each sign of you guys, so you should be good. And also, this is something new I'm trying, and I don't know if I like it. So comment below if you like this squishing of six signs in one, squishing in the other, or if you like the old way of each sign getting its own individual video. Um, I want some feedback, and if you have the time, just to scribble something in the comments. Thanks. All right, Gemini, let's go over your main theme for the month of October. The most important theme for this month for you is your health. Period, full stop. Um, Part-time work, full-time work, side jobs, side hustles, past, they all fall into this house because it's your daily habits, rituals, your routines, your scheduling, your organization, your service to others. Virgo also, well, it's the house that Virgo rules. It also rules small animals, gossip, so health of mind. It's like gears to a machine. Your mind and your body has to be both healthy. If one gives, the other will give as well. And you are the messenger of the gods. You need to be tip top shape, um, and you whiz around really fast. And usually, like Geminis and Virgos, they look young. They're young looking, and you guys are very active. So even if you have you are treating a health issue or you have a health routine going, this month is important in that aspect because it solidifies things or gives you information on it. Um, so just be mindful. This month is all about your health and habits and routines, and you need to get your downtime as well as your sleep time, fun time, and work time. And even if you work out of the house, you need to schedule your day where you have 8 hours of fun, 8 hours work, 8 hours sleep. Okay, or you might be busy with a new baby. A lot of Geminis had babies, so sleep when the baby sleeps. It's very important. The other aspect that's occupying your mind as well is wrapping up the backwards and forwards in your fourth house of home and family. So you guys had a lot of issues with your home, your physical home, your family, your parents maybe, um, renovations, or what have you. Or maybe you got on the bandwagon of the patriotism thing. um, but that is all included in the fourth house. Okay. What has been at the back of the mind comes forward this month regarding your eighth house of sex, death, and taxes. And that title refers to intimacy, true intimacy, trust. You don't do intimacy really well. You like to keep it light, but it is a house that rules that. Death is allegorical. No astrologer can predict death. It is an ending and a new beginning. And taxes is really about joint finances, shared resources, shared property, money you benefit from other people, inheritance, gifts, and the like. You will be now making final revisions or keeping the same if it's working well for you, because it's an ending of an era. It's coming to a close. Pluto will be leaving Capricorn by next year. There is also activity regarding your fifth house of love, romance, children, creativity, pets, and gambling. Finally, a new moon solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse, bringing some changes to your fifth house of love and children and your 12th house of secrets and faith, respectively. Okay, so on the second, we already had this Mercury in Virgo, your fourth house of home and family, opposed your 10th house of career. Mercury is 25, Neptune is 25, Virgo 55. So you already know what this is about, information or discussions, something about your career or status, maybe even is changing, and your home and family is not liking it too much. All right. A couple of days ago on the 4th, Mercury enters Libra. So this is your 5th house of love, romance, children, creativity. Um, so if you had a new baby, um, there's just agreements maybe between you and a partner regarding, you know, children or creativity, or if it's a new love interest, you guys are talking hot and heavy now. Well, not heavy, but or hot. Anyway, you're talking a lot now. Um, if it is regarding maybe you're a teacher and you're in class and you're lecturing more. But that happened a couple of days ago. Mercury 0, Libra 0, and for a good 3 weeks. Yeah, you will be communicating with your 5th house or about your 5th house on the 8th. So 2 days from now, I'm recording on the 6th. Venus will enter Virgo. It's finally leaving Leo and entering Virgo. So any issues or disagreements, backwards and forwards, or switcheroos regarding your 4th house of home and family will now be smoothed out. I mean, it's the last remnants of miscommunication has been resolved, hopefully. Um, um, and it will. Um, you still have till the 12th, or no? It went direct. Let's see. Mercury is in Libra. Mercury in Virgo. Yeah. So it should have been resolved by now. But what now the bad taste that was left in the mouth or the after effect, it will be smoothed out. Venus enters Virgos, and also Venus rules money, so you might be making something of money regarding the house, 4th house. Maybe you're selling a property and you're getting profit off of it, or you're getting a down payment from a family member, a parent, whatever it is. Venus enters Virgo on October 8th, and you will start seeing um, some results. And see, this is what I mean. So let's look at the opposition that's happening on the same day that Venus enters Virgo. Mars in Libra, your 5th house of love, romance, children, and creativity, squares Pluto in Capricorn, your 8th house of other people's money. Squares are beneficial, and they um, each party benefits. So I love squares. Don't fear squares. A lot of people fear squares. On the contrary, they jumpstart things, and they're a benefit. It's something that good that comes out of a tense situation. So here we have action from your 5th house of love, romance, children, creativity, gambling, um, that is benefiting your 8th house of other people's money. So maybe you're gambling and you get money. I hope not. or or your child gets a better job, or your love interest signs for a loan for you, because like I said, Venus entering Virgo, your 4th house. Venus brings money, and like I said, maybe a parent, or maybe your love interest's parents sign for a loan for you for a new property. In any case, it's all related. Your 4th house of home and family, your love and children house, and your 8th house of other people's money is all related in this Venus entering Virgo and Mercury squaring. I know a lot of Geminis who gamble. uh, if anyone has a gambling issue, please call for help. Okay, on October 10th, the sleeping giant, well, it's not a giant, but it's equally powerful as a giant. Pluto in Capricorn will go direct at 27 degrees. Pluto, Capricorn 53. You've had this energy for the past 15 years, Gemini. It is about your eighth house of intimacy, trust issues, other people's money, shared finances, joint resources, fundamental change as in a like a death and a new rebirth in an area, to the taboo. So you felt the brunt of it in 2009, 10, 11, and now you feel there was some kind of fear or some kind of power plays in this house, but now you know the obstacles and how to maneuver. But it's leaving as well. Pluto's leaving Capricorn by next year, but it's got some unfinished business left to take care of in this house. And you only know what it is, because Pluto affects change in every inch and centimeter of that house. It doesn't leave anything to chance. That's why it's like a death and a rebirth. So, whatever unfinished business, whatever is on repeat that needs to be resolved, you already know what it is. Um, let's look at the oppositions on the same day. Oh, and also pay attention to the day planet station, and especially Pluto. Pluto is a powerhouse, and Capricorn is a serious sign. So on October 10th, when it's stationing like this, that 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 energy of that vibration is just at a standstill. So pay attention to that day regarding your eighth house issues, and you'll have a clue of how the book of Pluto and Capricorn will be ending, because you've had the different chapters to go through already. This is the last chapter. So let's look at the oppositions to see where you have unfinished business, where you're not willing to change, where they're going to drag you kicking and screaming. Just kidding. The sun in Libra, your fifth house of love, romance, and children, gambling, opposes some old wound, some regret in your 11th house of friends, Chiron and Aries. Also, Venus in Virgo. So, your fourth house. Oh, I'm so sorry. I keep yawning today. I apologize, but you are a very interesting sign, let me tell you. Venus in Virgo. I wasn't being sarcastic. You are. That's why I was like, why am I yawning? Venus in Virgo, your fourth house, will oppose Saturn in Pisces, your 10th house of career and status. Um, so think back to, to 2009, 2010, 11, 2012. If you're old enough, there was some kind of issue that was going on. Well, there were three issues. One was some kind of a triangle relationship, and also something about maybe a sibling or a child. And for the ones with a sibling issue or siblings issues, you were in a father figure role for them. Also, if it was regarding a child, um, and then you have Venus in Virgo. So Venus is the mother-in-law or the woman with a son, a young son. Um, so you have some kind of a regret about a past wound with your friends. Could you have been having a triangle thing with a friend and it might have been maybe a woman with a child. Mm. So maybe you're just remembering the past and this old wound. Maybe it was because you have Uranus and Taurus in your 12th house of secrets. So your secrets are going to be like popping out of the blue. They're getting to be revealed. So maybe you've had some kind of a reveal in your house of secrets in the last 4 months or so, because Uranus just entered Taurus, and something has triggered this memory of the past, which is a wound. It's a regret. Um, Maybe you're just doing cleaning house of your skeletons, but whatever it is, it involves all these things. It is Pluto is trying to wrap up or finish up or solidify um, this area. It is about the taboo, about shared resources, and it looks like your fifth house, your romance, your friendship, your family and parents, and your career and status were all involved, and this is the what's popping up for you. Um, so Pluto wants you to either um, take care of this, because this is going to be gnawing at you. Pluto, I mentioned, is at 27. This is an important number. Sun is at 17, Libra at 41, Chiron, the wound, the regret, is at 17, Aries is at 41. Venus is at 1 in Virgo at 3, your fourth house. Saturn is at 1, Pisces at 3 in your 10th house of career and status. And status stands for like engaged, not engaged, married, not married. It's the house of reputation and authority figures. So figure that one out, Gemini. And if you're young enough, then if you're young and you're not that old, um, yeah, figure out what's going on here. You need to get this under wraps, because Pluto demands a clean house going forward when he retires from Capricorn. October 12th, Mars enters Scorpio at 00. Scorpio 00. It's significant number, as I always say. Sixth house, again, it's about your health, your routine, your habits. So do the checkup. If you need counseling, go for it. If you need a therapist, do it. You need a healthy body and mind. October 13th, Mars in your sixth house of routines will give a good, pleasing aspect to your 10th house of career. So whatever you're starting, because Mars in Scorpio, Mars is the action. Whatever you're starting a day before, Saturn is approving of it the day after, and it's giving your career a boost. And Tram, the new moon solar eclipse in Libra on the 14th. This is a new opportunity. This is a new chance. This might be a new baby. This might be a new love interest. Might be a new gambling habit or a new pet. Libra covers your fifth house. It is the first eclipse in a set of eclipses to come, because the Libra and Aries just entered this South and North node respectively. So this sets the theme, and those two signs will be in the nodes for another 2 point something years, or is it less than that? I'm not sure. But it suffice to say, this is an important eclipse, an important new beginning on the 14th. So look to 21 degrees of the new moon, Libra, at 7 degrees in your chart to see how and where that will affect you. Sorry, I'm moving something. Okay. And like I said, if it's a new baby, or a new love interest, um, a new pet, what have you. Okay, and where was I? Oh, yeah, I just wanted to mention really quickly because I said it for everyone. Maybe I missed it for Scorpio. But solar eclipses, me, see them as like a 48-hour movie trailer of the movie of your life that will play out for the next 6 months, year, or in this case, maybe 2 years because they occupy the nodes for that long. So pay attention to this eclipse. It'll set the theme. Um, and watch what happens with people in your fifth house within these 2 days. It's a movie trailer. Movie trailers are fun. Okay, 17th, Mercury in Libra, your fifth house of love, romance, children will oppose Chiron in Aries, your 11th house. Mercury 17, Libra 31, Chiron 17, Aries 31. So first it was the sun. It was something making it public. Now the information is coming out. Excuse me. Now the gossip is coming out. No, it's information regarding that opposition that was made public. On the 17th, Juno, the bride, enters Virgo, your fourth house of home and family. So it's an asteroid. People usually don't mention them. I mention them when they're at 00. So Juno is at 00. Virgo is at 00. It's significant. It's a new start, clean start, fresh start in your fourth house of home and family. On the 20th, Mercury in Libra, again, your fifth house of love and children, will square Pluto in Capricorn, your eighth house of other people's money, of sex and intimacy. Mercury is at 27 degrees, Pluto is at 27. 27 is an important degrees, you guys, this month. Libra and Capricorn at 55. Again, it's a tense aspect. Yes, but it benefits. Embrace the square. Do not fear the square. So, a love interest or a child um, will benefit your eighth house of shared resources or other people's money or intimacy. It's good. It's going to be a pleasing surprise. On the 22nd of October, Mercury enters Scorpio. 00 Mercury is 00 Scorpio. It is your sixth house. You will start getting information, feedback, the blood results, the toxicology results, the whatever action you started taking on the 12th. Maybe you went for a physical or a checkup or re-exam or a test or whatever. You're getting results on the 22nd and forward, and you will be busy with this health and a routine issue, but it goes fast. You get the results you need. So if it's a health routine that you need to stick to, or if it's antibiotics or whatever it is, the results you will see, the final conclusions you will see right after Christmas, um, like before the end of the year. I mean, you'll benefit for it in the future, but the results that you need to see, you will start seeing with the last remnant of Scorpio activity, which is Venus in Scorpio. By the end of the year, I think she will leave, and that will be the last thing. But it moves fast. Scorpions move fast. They move with lightning speed, and all of a sudden. Okay, on the 22nd, also, Mercury in Scorpio, your sixth house, will trine Pisces in Saturn in Pisces. There you go. So, whatever information you're getting regarding your health and routine is benefiting your 10th house of career and status. And authority figures. Maybe you're going to be in a lifeguard and you get good results and you get the thumbs up to be a lifeguard, or I know it's October. I know the US is cold. I'm talking maybe Australia or somewhere where it's warm. Just an example. Anyway, moving on. October 24th is the sun in Scorpio. So, something public about your healthier routine will give a good aspect to, again, your 10th house. So, 2 days before, you had information that benefited your 10th house of career, and it is made public maybe by authority figures on October 24th. Or it might be charity work, and your clients are pleased of wood. Okay, October 28th. Yes, tam taram tam. Full moon, lunar eclipse in Taurus. This is an ending, a culmination of your efforts. So let's discuss Taurus. Taurus, like I said, is your 12th house of secrets, behind the scenes, confining institutions, self undoing, alcohol, drugs, your psyche, religion, faith, and what have you. It is the house of, self undoing. I said that. And previously I said Uranus in Taurus, but I was wrong. It's Jupiter in Taurus. Or is Uranus in Taurus? I think Uranus is in Taurus too. But in any case, let's stick to this. So Jupiter has been expanding this house for you since April. So anything in secret, anything behind the scenes, your faith, your alone time, whatever it is, it has been expanding it. And I'm doing air quotes. So whatever good or bad, close air quotes, has been expanding. And you've been working on this. So you might have been working on revealing whatever you had in the past. Maybe that's why you had that Chiron and Aries regret come up, or you might be working on something in secret behind the scenes, and it has been um, ballooning, expanding. So it stopped that because Jupiter stopped going direct and it's starting to go retrograde. So it's going to give you a reprieve, and you're going to be shaving off things, eliminating things you don't need in this house. And this might coincide with that. This full moon lunar eclipse might coincide with that. You might be ending something that is in secret, or it might be coming to culmination or fruition of your efforts of whatever you're doing behind the scenes. Or you might be, um, finding your faith here, and it's going to be coming to fruition. So look to the full moon is at 5 and Taurus is at 9 degrees, um, Gemini. And there are two oppositions that day. Mars in Scorpio, your sixth house of health and habits, will oppose your 12th house of secrets. So will Mercury. Mercury's in the same house. It'll oppose your 12th house. So, something in the background is maybe getting out of hand and you're ending it because neither your health um, nor your rhyme or reason is allowing this to go on. But I gave you the degrees, so look at those degrees to see where exactly and how it'll affect you. On the 29th, Mercury in Scorpio will conjunct Mars in Scorpio. This is a powerful day, an important day, because your health and habits, your routine, and your promise to yourself, or whatever it is, a service to others, is conjunct. It's a lock. Um, Action and information are, or the talk are in solid agreement. So, hi Pisces. Big hello to returning viewers and an equally warm welcome to new listeners. And this is the Pisces section of the horoscope. So let me start the show for you, so you guys don't get too bored while I'm going through the lineup. Okay, So, for Pisces, your main themes for the month of October will be first and foremost your ninth house of travel, and this is long distance travel, travel in the mind, higher education, foreign lands, people at a distance, publishing, the law, philosophy, and the World Wide Web. Yeah, I included the publishing. Also, your marriage and or your business partner or your partnerships in general. Open enemies are still going through some final talks and agreements. So whatever was going back and forth, you're getting the last remnants of tying those loose ends up. What has been dormant or at the back of your mind regarding your 11th house, your very powerful 11th house of friends, groups, mentors, memberships of a group, or your hopes, wishes, and dreams of your future plans, jumps to the front and moves forward with some more thought or maybe a revision or two. Shared finances, property, joint property, your partner's income, the money you benefit from other people, the taboo, an ending, and a new beginning of sorts is also in play. Finally, a new moon solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse, bringing some changes to your eighth house of intimacy, rebirth, and other people's money, and your third house of new neighborhoods, neighbors, communication devices, and modes of commuting, um, social media, siblings, and cousins. So on the 2nd of October, we had Mercury in Virgo opposed Neptune in Pisces, your sign. So Virgo is your seventh house of marriage and business partners and contractual agreements. So you already know what this is about because this happened on the 2nd. Something's fluttering. Sounds like a moth. Um, it already happened on the 2nd. The degrees were Mercury and Neptune were at 25. Virgo and Pisces is at 55. So whatever agreement, I wouldn't call it an argument, was between you and a partner. Okay, on the 4th, so a couple of days after that, and a couple of days ago, Mercury entered Libra. And for you, Pisces, it is your eighth house of intimacy, shared resources, joint property, your partner's income, inheritance, um, gifts, lump sums of money, credit. You will be busy talking about or receiving information agreements regarding your joint finances and an inheritance, or you'll be talking about an ending and a new beginning. It has to do with something about it being equal or fair because it is Libra, and it seems that your finances, job, and or your value system is also somehow involved in these discussions, Pisces. On the 8th, so 2 days from today, I'm recording it on the 6th. Venus will enter Virgo. Pisces, it is your seventh house of marriage, partners, contracts, and open enemies. Finally, Venus exits Leo and enters your partnership house where you need it the most. Arguments, disagreements, and issues will start smoothing out here. There may be money involved too, like I mentioned, because Venus does bring money. But you needed Venus here because of all the chaos of the stop and go and the switcheroos and the misunderstandings the month of September caused, with Mercury and Virgo being retrograde. And you also, I think, had a trip that you made and some kind of significant change to yourself because we had a full moon in your sign too. So that may have all caused the ruckus in your seventh house. 2 days from now, things are going to be smoothing out. You guys are going to be talking about it more, and it'll be all good, Pisces. But you always have the faith. You're Pisces. You have a faith for everyone. All right. So what is this? What is happening? Oh, on the same day, Mars in Libra, so your eighth house, will square Pluto in Capricorn, your 11th house. Squares are good, Pisces. They're good. If you're a returning viewer, you know I've said out of all the tense aspects, I love squares. And I like oppositions. Squares jumpstarts dead stalemates, and it benefits both parties. And they usually happen like in surprising ways, some kind of erupting ways. That's why it's a tense aspect. But they're very good. Embrace the squares, people. Squares are good. Yeah, something regarding your joint finances or intimacy will benefit your friends and groups. Maybe a mentor is helping you out with taxes or shared property. Or maybe you have a real estate friend that's going to be making you a lot of money with a sale of a property. I mean, it could go that way. I'm just giving you one scenario. It could be anything, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of how it may look. Okay. Or there may be like an issue regarding a taboo subject that your friend is advising you on, or something like that. Anyway, let's move on. October 10th, the sleeping giant has awoken. Fee fi fo fum. Pluto in Capricorn will station direct. Pisces, um, please pay attention to October 10th. Anytime a planet stations to go direct, it's surreal, it's nostalgic. It gives you the theme of what will be happening moving forward. That out of place or random, as the young people say, she's so random. Those random things that happen that day is not random. It is giving you a clue of what will reverberate throughout time. So it'll be like, oh yeah, I was on that day that happened, and I've been like this since, or whatever. And Pluto is a powerhouse planet. It affects slow grinding change. It will be leaving Capricorn. It's been there for 15 years, and it'll be leaving and will not return to Capricorn for another 250 years. So it's an end of an era, if you will. And this final chapter of Pluto oh, will be complete. It's some unfinished business that's being wrapped up. And it has to do with activities that happened between Christmas of last year and March, April of this year. So pay attention and let's look at the oppositions that are happening the same day to see um, what the conclusion of this great story is. Maybe it'll give us a clue, rather. The Sun in Libra, your eighth house of joint finances and intimacy, will oppose some kind of a wound or a regret. Um, in Aries, Chiron in Aries, and Aries is your second house of job, income. It is also your value system, who you will and will not sell out for, and what you will and will not sell out for. So, maybe it's a taboo subject, and your values as an opposition. Again, just as an example. Maybe it's an ending and it's not sitting well with your value system. Second house can also be a marriage house as well. Venus in Virgo, it's not traditionally, but it can be associated. Venus in Virgo, the second house, since we're talking about now, Venus in Virgo, your seventh house of partners, will oppose Saturn and Pisces, your first house of self, physical appearance, and your CV. So there you go. Very emotional houses involved. Um, so something about you that has changed. See, your 10th house isn't appearing here, so it's not about your status, but not about an ending of a status like Mr., like Mrs. to Ms. or whatever. It's your partnership house that's opposing the way you appear or your personality. Um, and then your joint finances is opposing your second house of income and value. It can be anything, it can be a number of things, but I know the miscommunication and issues with partners that happened last month, and also the full moon lunar eclipse could have been a part of this deal. But on the 8th, things will start smoothing out, and you'll start getting this info, like pieces to the puzzle will start falling in place. But Pluto in Capricorn turning direct is just in time. And this is about like powerful friends or mentors that you really respect, and that they do really solve your problems, especially mentors in this house. So they'll be maybe they'll be helping you out with these issues that's going on with partnerships, joint finances, your job and value, and your first house of self. Maybe it's a job you don't like, and that's going on. Let me just read this. You may be getting it. Yeah, you may be getting it. A new job, or you recently changed jobs and you might not be happy, or getting enough pay where your shared finances, the burden is falling on your partner, or vice versa. That can be another scenario, of course. Maybe you have an official position and people are trying to bribe you. That's what I wrote. Or give you gifts, and that is going against your value system. Well, that makes sense. Maybe it is your partner that this is happening to in your value system and is in disagreement in regards to that. Maybe you're getting married and discussions about keeping your money separate is causing the issue. Yeah. So anyway, let me give you the degrees. So I can get creative when I think. Pluto is at 27 degrees. Capricorn is at 53 direct. Sun is in Libra. Sun is at 17, Libra 41. Chiron is in Aries. Chiron is 17, Aries at 41. Venus is 1 in Virgo at 3. Saturn is at 1 in your sign at 3 degrees. And these degrees and the whole lineup, there's 2 videos this month. I tried something new. So the first video before this one is the first 6 signs, and I have a mono of the planetary lineup in the beginning, so that those degrees are up on the chart. So if you want to listen to the first video with the first 6 zodiac signs, the mono is in the beginning. But I go through the whole month for each sign in this video too. So but if you wanted to get like a screenshot of, or you can Google it, Google the planetary lineup for this month and get the degrees that way. I forget which website is good. I think Cafe Astrology. In any case, yeah, that's another thing. So I tried this new, and when I say the first 6 signs, I know traditionally it's Aries through, Leo or whatever, and then Virgo through. I do my own thing. You can see, well, you are towards the end, but what I'm trying to say is I have a method to my madness. So the first 6 signs is not the traditional first 6 signs, it's the 6 signs I chose. Anyway, I wanted your feedback, you guys, on whether you like this, where I'm lumping 6 signs together, one after the other, or if you wanted dedicated single videos for each sign. I don't know if I like these videos where I'm lumping everything. And they're hard to edit too with my video editor. So give me a comment and let me know if you like this or not, or if you want me to go back to the single videos. Okay, so moving on the 12th of October, Mars, the planet of war and action, enters Scorpio. Scorpio is your ninth house of travel in the mind, higher education, philosophy, religion, the law, the World Wide Web, foreign places, people at a distance, and higher academia. I said that. So Mars enters Scorpio. Mars is at 00, Scorpio at 00. You will start planning and organizing something about a long distance trip. You might have made one recently, and now you're going to make a second trip, maybe. Or it could it could be you could start reviewing or starting midterms at school. Maybe there is an issue with the law. Maybe a passport has to be renewed. You might be busy with preparations with people at a distance. Maybe they're coming, or like I said, you might be going, but you might be tagging with other people or bringing other people with you. You could be working on your thesis, though, regarding philosophy or religion, or it could be you finally finished your creative work and you will be looking for the best way to publish your work. And you might go through the World Wide Web where you can do it fast and you can do it for actually yourself. All right, the 13th, Mars in Scorpio, your third house. No, it's not your third house. What am I saying? It is your ninth house. Yeah, that's a typo. So Mars, the planet of action and heat, will give a soft and pleasing aspect to Saturn in Pisces, your first house of self and appearance. So something about your routine, your mode of communication, maybe the pictures you put up on social media, um, maybe your car, it is benefiting your first house of self and physical appearance in your CV. Mars is at 0, Scorpio at 55, the same degrees with Saturn and Pisces. So, excuse me. This is also giving you a clue as to what Saturn's tour of your first house is about. Something about your third house of communication, commuting, neighborhood, and the written and spoken word, social media presence, siblings, and cousins will be good or helpful for your image. Oh, yes, note. I've put note. Look after your teeth and be careful of any bone issues if you're old enough. If this is your second or third Saturn return, if you have any undue work here, take care of it because Saturn will be checking under the hood in that area. He wants to make sure your teeth and bones will endure the next 28 years before he comes around again in this house. And this is true. I mean, I went through it. I don't know. Saturn somehow is a tickler about teeth and bones. So, yeah, take care of those. On the 14th of October, we do have, ta-da, the new moon solar eclipse in Libra. And this is the first eclipse of a set of eclipses that will take place in Libra and Aries. Libra and Aries are occupying the south and north nodes respectively, and they will do that for the next 2 or so years. So pay attention to this new moon solar eclipse. It will set the theme for the rest of the eclipses. Libra is your eighth house of sex, death, and taxes. Again, sex is intimacy, true intimacy, real trust. Death is allegorical for an ending and a new beginning. No astrologer can predict death. And taxes is referred to your partner's income, to money that you benefit from other people's work. It is inheritance ridden. It is about lump sums of money and so forth. So set your intentions and look for a new opportunity to present itself. Another thing, with the new moon solar eclipse, I've been saying this for all the signs, is I see them as a 48-hour movie trailer of the movie of your life that will play out for the next 6 months, year or two. So again, just like with paying attention to when a planet stations, also pay attention to this eclipse energy day to know how this will culminate, or what the journey will be about, or what the main theme will be about of your eighth house. Um, yeah, I said it a day before, a day during, and after. Those random and weird, out of place things that happen are not weird and random. The universe does not do random. So pay attention. Yeah, and movie trailers are fun. I love watching movie trailers. Okay, October 17th, Mercury in Libra, your eighth house, will oppose Chiron in Aries, a wound, a regret in your second house of values. We had the sun do this previously, so you'll know what it's about. You're just getting the information of why it was public, what made it public. So Mercury is at 17, so is Chiron, Libra, and Aries is at 31. October 17th, Juno the bride. Guess where it enters? Pisces. Enters your relationship house. I don't mention asteroids, but I do when they're at 00. I think they're significant. They set the theme. So Juno is at 00, Virgo is at 00. So seventh house of marriage, partners. This can be business partners as well. Contracts and open enemies. And so, maybe there be wedding bells in the future. Maybe as you just had a new moon solar eclipse in your shared finances and intimacy house. Maybe the convo was mentioned during the eclipse or after this new outlook the eclipse created. Serious dating, engagement, or even marriage is the natural next step for you guys. Yeah, I think a lot of Pisces and Virgos will hook up. Well, you guys are match made in heaven anyway. That's nice. Where were we? Yeah, so Juno had will be working in the background, working its magic. Juno has now entered the building. Let Virgos know. Okay, on October 20th, Mercury in Libra, your eighth house of joint finances, joint property and shared finances, squares Pluto and Capricorn, your 11th house. And this is at Mercury and Pluto is both at 27 degrees. Libra and Capricorn is at 55. So we had this square earlier with the sun. And now you're getting the information regarding that tense aspect earlier. So you'll know, you'll already know what this is about. And then you have the degrees to look at your natal chart. On October 22nd, Mercury enters Scorpio. This is your ninth house of travel and travel in the mind. So on the 12th, Mars entered. So the action, the heat, the appointments were made, what have you. And now the 22nd, you're attending the appointments. You're bringing the paperwork, the contracts, and so forth. You're getting your passport, or you're sending off your paperwork for a passport, or what have you. So look to this 22nd when things start going really fast, because Scorpio weather this time around is going to go really fast. Well, Scorpions move really fast too. If you see a Scorpion, they lie very still. and all of a sudden, out of the blue, they move really fast without warning. And two, the sign is like that. It's a um, deep. I don't want to say dark, because that's not it, but it's a deep sign, but it's also a very lightning quick sign. So this whole ninth house thing for you, whether it be travel or higher education or these people at a distance or publication or the law, all this will um, will resolve right after Christmas, before probably New Year's, because Venus will be wrapping up its business in Scorpio by then, and every the inner planets will be have finished with Scorpio, so that should finish up what you're working on now. I'm just saying it's going to go really fast. Okay, October 22nd, Mercury in Scorpio will trine your first house. So, again, something about travel. Um, our publication is giving a good aspect to your first house. You're beaming. And it's a soft aspect. I mean, not all of you will feel it. Mercury is at 0, so is Saturn. Scorpio is at 39, and Pisces is at 39. On the 24th of October, the Sun at 0 degrees in Scorpio 37 will trine Saturn at 0 degrees in your sign at 37. So, and 2 days later, the Sun in Scorpio, outward notice and shine, agrees with Mercury and takes its turn to make it public that your travel, higher education, law, philosophy, maybe internships, or your brand new published work, or maybe even online store is successful and is seeing a beaming new you. Or maybe someone at a distance thinks you are looking really handsome or beautiful. Anyway, it is a trine, and many of you may not feel it like I mentioned, but it is a good aspect. Now, on the 28th, we have an ending, a full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. Taurus is your third house of communication, devices, apps, modes of commuting or commuting efforts, cars, and things like that. Your neighborhood, your siblings, your cousins, um, the spoken and the need to be heard and spoken, and oh my God, the need to be heard, the spoken word. There. This is an ending or a culmination of your efforts coming to fruition. Maybe you're moved to a new neighborhood, maybe on this day, and you are saying goodbye to the old neighbors in the neighborhood. Or you may find that new place on this day. Or you could trade in, an old car that was on its last legs for a new one. Or it could be a cell phone or app issue. Or you close your social media account down, or you change your status maybe on them, from single to dating, or from dating to engaged, or engaged to married. Who knows? Um, but it is some kind of ending or culmination. Um, so let's look at the oppositions happening on the same day. Mars at 11 degrees in Scorpio 16, your eighth house, will oppose Jupiter at 11 degrees Taurus 16 in your third house. Mercury in Scorpio opposes Mercury is also at 11 degrees in Scorpio. So Mercury and Mars are conjunct, and they both oppose Jupiter. And the degrees are 11 and 16. Huh. Sorry. It stopped, so I had to stop and start it up again. Okay. So Eighth house opposes third house. Mm, Jupiter expand. Were you and a neighbor having a side thing? Now with this move, it is ending. Oh my god! Sometimes I crack myself up. I'm not laughing at this. I'm laughing with the situation. I just yeah. When I do these things, I go like all nighters, and then it takes me quite a few days, almost weeks to write this. 2 weeks to write 6 signs in 2 weeks. So I'm like, I'm giddy. Um. Okay, seriously though, this ending or culmination has something to do with your eighth house of intimacy, shared financing, the taboo, and your third house of communication, commuting, cars. And I gave you the degree, so look at your natal chart. You want to check them against that and see how it will personally affect you. Um, because also it's not, this is just your sun sign. So a lot more goes into deciphering what is going on here. I mean, there's your moon, your rising, Mars, all that good stuff. But um, suffice to say, full moons, eclipses in general, you know, people say they reveal things. No, they they hide things. It's an eclipse. It hides things. It takes something away. And even with a solar moon eclipse, there's something in the shadows. Um, but it could be any number of things here. But and eighth house is a Scorpio ruled house, so it's really hard to decipher. But like I said, look, check it against your natal chart. And that's what I wanted to say. That's why I was hesitating to move on. Um, Jupiter entered Taurus in April, so it started expanding this house for you. So your mode of commuting, um, maybe you're in a big family and everyone, um, or you guys got like 2, 3 new cars, or um, you might have gotten a family plan for your communication devices and everybody got a new phone, or something about the neighborhood started expanding. Maybe the unit you're in, went through transform. The whole building went through a transformation, or you got more neighbors, or you have more people staying at your apartment. Well, whatever it is, it started expanding. And in September, Jupiter stopped to go retrograde. So this expansion regarding your third house has stopped and slowed down. And you are in the process of reviewing what has expanded. And of course, with a review of an expansion, you will be making changes. You will shave off what you don't need, eliminate what you don't need, keep what you do need, and so forth. Because when Jupiter goes direct in January, it'll start expanding things again. And then, of course, what you keep, it'll start expanding that. And so forth. So if you have a social media presence, it's covered under the third house. You might be just doing, let's say, YouTube, maybe, and then your channel started blowing up. Well, in January you might do, or rather, let's say you did Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And on this lunar eclipse, maybe you're cutting off Instagram or cutting off YouTube or cutting off whatever, and you're going to be working on just building your YouTube or your Instagram. so that when Jupiter goes direct in January, your channel will start blowing up. So that could be one scenario. That could be, you could be ending one social media program or closing it down to concentrate on another. And the reason I give you these examples, guys, is just to give you an idea, because a lot of people are visual. I sometimes am, so it's just to give you an idea. It's just one example. Um, Again, look at your natal chart. So, and then on October 29th, Mercury in Scorpio, your eighth house, will conjunct Mars in Scorpio, your eighth house. Very important day for the talk to walk the walk, as they say. Both action and information or the talk are in solid agreement and lockstep. So sorry. So it's a good day. And then we end the month on a happy note. Yay! No eclipses. October 31st, Venus in Virgo. So your seventh house of marriage partners, business partners, even your open enemies will look favorably and give good vibes to Uranus and Taurus, your third house of communication, commuting, and the neighborhood. Uranus is retrograde in Taurus. So, yeah, beginning of March or April, you started getting like all of a sudden um, shocking surprises regarding your third house. And they could have been good or bad. I'm doing air quotes right now because there's no good or bad in astrology. It's just where you need to be. But there were surprising effects in this third house of yours. Um, one example. I'm just going to do this. One example is I went through this one earthquake, and in school, in high school, I took French for 3 years. But for the life, I don't know anything more than bonjour, comment ça va, and we know. But when that earthquake happened, someone came up to me and they're like, "What are you saying?" And I'm like, "I'm praying." And they said, "What? What are you praying to? What language?" And I was like, "Je vous salue Marie." I'm praying in French. And just when they said that, and when I realized I was praying in French, I couldn't remember it anymore. So, yeah, that's an example of Uranus and Taurus. That's for you. Well, Taurus for me is in another area, but for you, it's the third house of the spoken word, of foreign languages and things like that. And Uranus is shock and surprise, jolting. So that's an example. Oh my God, that was the perfect example. I'm getting good at this. So yeah. So that's an example. So on the 31st, you have this trine. Maybe you find a new way of communicating with a partner who's at a distance, or for this trip that you're making, you guys will be happy about this communication uh, method that you'll be having. Or maybe you trade in your partner's galapi chalapi for something really nice, and you guys are happy. In any case, Venus is at 21 in Virgo, 36, and Uranus is at 21 in Taurus, 36. So look to your natal chart for those degrees. And we end the month with a nice aspect between your seventh house and your third house. Pisces, thank you so much for listening all the way through. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help my channel. If you found it entertaining and informative, um, and I will talk to you next month If not before, if I have a special video or something like that, or a short. I like doing shorts. So thank you and take care of yourself until then. Be safe. Next up is Aquarius. So I'm going to set up for Aquarius. And the best for last, Aquarius. How are you guys doing? Welcome to returning visitors. I'm glad you came back and you have the trust in me to come back and listen. And an equally warm welcome to new viewers. Let me set the slideshow up for you guys so you won't be bored while I go through your lineup and what's happening. Okay, so Aquarius, your main theme for the month of October will be, first and foremost, your very important 10th house of career, status, reputation, charity work, and authority figures. Let me just expand that. Tom. Well, just kidding. But this will be the main focus for you this month. And action and information will go by fast regarding these issues for a final lock in right after Christmas. Also, you are wrapping up the backwards and forwards info regarding your 8th house of joint finances, shared property issues, intimacy issues, inheritance, or how the 8th house also is you benefit from other people's money. That you may have had confusing info or going back and forth in September. What has been in the background? This is the third bulletin point. Regarding your 12th house of your psyche, religion, faith, secrets, behind the scenes projects or involvements, any confining institutions like hospitals or prisons, drugs, alcohol, self undoing, or maybe even that perfume or cosmetic marketing you have been working on. Jumps to the front and moves forward with some more understanding and, if need be, with revision. Next bullet point, there is also activity regarding your 9th house of travel, foreign places, people at a distance, higher academia, publishing, the World Wide Web. It's also on your mind. Finally, a new moon solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse, bringing some changes to your 9th and your 4th house, respectively. Okay, on the 2nd, uh, Mercury in Virgo opposed Neptune in Pisces, and that is your 8th house of sex, death, and taxes, opposing your 2nd house of job and values. Mercury was at 25, Neptune 25, Virgo 55, Pisces 25 or 55, or is it 25? I did the first set of videos for the first 6 signs. I did a mono on October lineup, planetary lineup. So if you want to listen to that one or just do screenshots of the mono in the beginning, because it has all the degrees in the lineup, if you want to do that and follow through, it's up to you. I still go through the whole month for your sign and for each sign. So, but if you wanted to visually look at it. Anyway, this opposition you already know about. It happened on the 2nd, and depending on your natal chart and those degrees, you might have been aware of that. On October 4th, a couple of days ago, Mercury enters Libra. Aquarius, it is your 9th house of travel and higher education, philosophy, and publishing. So you will be busy talking about or receiving information agreements regarding in those areas. It has to do with something also about it being equal or fair to both parties, because it is Libra. And that was Mercury at 00 with Libra at 00. And that was 2 days ago. I'm recording this on the 6th. 2 days from now, October 8th, Venus will finally leave Leo. It's been there for a very long time since it went retrograde, and now it leaves Leo and it enters Virgo. So your eighth house of sex, death, and taxes, and that title is just referring to intimacy, like true deep down intimacy and trust. Death, no astrologer can predict death. It's allegorical to an ending and a new beginning, but a transformative one. It's a Scorpio ruled house, so it's deep down transformation. And taxes, it really is about joint finances, shared property, the money you benefit from other people. So it can be inheritance, it can be lump sums of cash payouts, and the like. So, excuse me. Um, so now that Venus enters Virgo, it's going to be starting to bless this house, and money will start flowing here too because Venus does bring in money. But you needed Venus here because of all the chaos of the stop and go and switcheroos last month with Mercury in Virgo being retrograde. You also had a full moon in your sign in early August. You could have recently gotten married, so your status may have changed and now you're sharing finances, or you could have separated, and you're the beneficiary of a partner's income or shared property, maybe, or it could be regarding an inheritance. Okay, on the same day, excuse me, Mars, the planet of action, in Libra, your ninth house of travel and academia and publishing, squares Pluto in Capricorn. Capricorn is your 12th house of secrets and behind the scenes, your faith. Mars 27 degrees at Libra 53. Pluto is at 27 degrees, Capricorn at 53, retrograde still on the 8th. And now we do have this square between your ninth house and your 12th house. This could be something regarding your studies, shaking your understanding of faith and religion, or actually solidifying it. Because remember, squares are beneficial. I love squares. Embrace the squares, people. Or the surprise trip you want to make to, maybe surprise someone, may not be panning out because of a travel restriction. Ninth house is long distance travel, by the way. Maybe your publisher wants you to revise some of your work and it is not sitting well with your own psychology or philosophy, or maybe your classes or long distance relationship is suffering because of a secret you're not willing to share, maybe, or look to the degrees, because the 12th house is really super difficult to unveil. You only hold that power. It is the house of behind the scenes, and nobody can look in there. On October 10th, the sleeping giant Pluto, well, it's not a giant, but it's equally powerful. Pluto, whoever um, degraded Pluto to less than a planet, I'm sure is very sorry. Anyway, Pluto, powerhouse Pluto in Sirius Capricorn will station direct. And this is your 12th house, Aquarius. And remember to pay attention to the day before, during, and after the station, as all that pent up energy, all that vibration is at a standstill. So it's going to burst out noises. So the random things that happen, or the information you get, the universe does not do random. Everything is mathematical. So what happens during those 48 hours will reverberate through time. It gives you a clue of how this era of Pluto in Capricorn will conclude, because it is leaving Capricorn next year. It has been in there for 15 years, and it will not tour Capricorn for another 250 years. So I think I'm justified in saying it's the end of an era, but you have graduated um, that area of your life and you're an expert in now. So let us take a look at the oppositions happening the same day to maybe further understand the station and unfinished business Pluto is drawing your attention to. So on the same day, the Sun in Libra, Sun 17, Libra 41, is opposing is opposing Chiron in Aries. Chiron is 17 degrees, Aries 41. So something about your ninth house, philosophy, religion, higher academics, publishing, long distance travel, is bringing up like a wound or regret in your third house of communication, commuting, neighborhood, neighbors, siblings, or cousins. Um, and I gave you the degrees on that. Also, the next opposition is Venus in Virgo, your eighth house. Venus is at 1 degrees, Virgo 03, opposes Saturn in Pisces, your second house of job values and income. And Saturn has entered this house, and you're feeling some restrictions with your income, your job, or your value system. So, something about your shared resources um, is not liking your second house of income. Maybe, like I said, maybe you and a partner have made a large purchase or started a renovation project or something that requires more money, and your income is maybe you're applying for a loan and it's your income is not enough or something like that. But wait till you end of the Saturn and Pisces in your second house. You're going to get a big raise and a far better job or position. But I gave you the degrees, so match it up to your natal chart to see. But the stationing of Pluto and your 12th house of psyche, of your faith, is coinciding with something that's with your ninth house opposing your third and your eighth house opposing your second. So I gave you a couple of examples, but that's a another picture to look at. Sorry. On October 12th, a couple of days after that, Mars, the planet of war and action, enters Scorpio, and it is your very important 10th house of career status, reputation, charity work, and authority figures. So those clients, those bosses, and what have you. Um, and Scorpio, this something about your career and status is going to go very fast in October, with action doubling down and then information coming fast on its heel at the end of the month or by the 22nd. So the heat and action will be in your career and status sector with authority figures turning up the heat. If it was a different house, I wouldn't worry. But with this house, you want to diffuse anything that might escalate here. Mercury will, like I said, will be coming in with information in a couple of weeks, and having info makes you more powerful candidate to authority figures. I'm not saying back down on something you think is fair, but I'm just saying to diffuse anything that might escalate, rather. Um, so I think I gave you the degrees. Again, you can take a snapshot of the video before. October 13th, Mars in Scorpio, again your 10th house, will give a pleasing aspect to Saturn in Pisces, your second house. Well, there you go. Mars is at 0, Scorpio 55, Saturn 0, Pisces 55 on this day. Like I said, there you go. Your action, whether it was diffusing or creatively engaging, with your 10th house of career and authority figures, pays off with this trine benefiting your second house of job, income, and value system. Maybe there's talk of a promotion or um, a raise or something on this day. Well, the talk will come. There might be talk or hints because the information comes in later. On October 14th, new moon solar eclipse in Libra. This new moon solar eclipse is important. It is your ninth house of travel, higher education, and publishing, and people at a distance. Um, so set your intentions and look for a new opportunity to present itself here. Another thing with the new moon solar eclipse, I see them as a 48-hour movie trailer of the movie of your life that will play out for the next 6 months, year, or two. So again, just like with paying attention to when a planet stations, also pay attention to the eclipse energy day to know how this will culminate or what the main theme of your ninth house will be. Um, because this also eclipse is the first eclipse in a set of series of eclipses that will happen, because Libra and Aries are occupying the south and north node. They just moved in there, so we'll have more eclipses in this. And this being the first eclipse will set the theme for the next 2 or so years that these two signs will be in these nodes. And it is about your ninth house of travel, so you'll know what the theme is with this new moon solar eclipse. On October 17th, Mercury in Libra, your ninth house, opposes Chiron in Aries, your third house. Remember, we had the sun do that first, or was it Mars? You can just rewind and figure out which one it was. But so the information now is coming in on why the action of the opposition was done earlier. Whatever this wound or regret was, or thing from the past, that is not jiving with your ninth house of travel. Mercury is at 17 in Libra 31. Chiron is at 17 in Aries 31. Sorry, somebody's sneezing. Okay, this opposition, yeah. So on the 17th, then, um, Juno, the bride, enters Virgo. And I don't mention asteroids, but I do when they're at 00. They're significant. Again, they set the theme, it's the beginning. So, Virgo for you, Aquarius, is your eighth house of shared resources. So, this may apply to the newly married or seriously dating Aquarians now. Juno will start working some commitment magic in the background. Um, and if you are newly married, obviously you will be sharing your resources or your joint or shared property or joint resources, or you may decide to keep things separate. But yeah, it's Juno. It's going to try to make a commitment out of it. October 20th, Mercury in Libra, your ninth house, will square Pluto in Capricorn, your 12th house. Mercury is at 27 in Libra 55. Pluto is at 27 in Capricorn 55. 27 degrees is very important this month, guys. So check your natal charts. Again, this is a tense but good aspect. You benefit from squares. Please do not be afraid of squares. Embrace the squares. I love squares. They get things done and they benefit both parties. It's not like an opposition, even though I like oppositions. It's not a back down. They benefit you. They jumpstart stalemates and get results. And maybe this is, a professor, a foreigner, a person at a distance, or maybe a publisher. helping you out behind the scenes on something. As always, look to the degrees in your chart. On the 22nd, Mercury enters Scorpio. Aquarius, this is your 10th house of career and status. So now the conversation begins, and information, and agreement, and contracts, negotiations, and the like. Um, it explains all the action you have been taking or others have been taking in your 10th house, um, or maybe authority figures, or anything related to your career and status. Like I said, finality comes around Christmas or right after. So now you're going to start negotiating, signing contracts, or writing up contracts, or what have you, for the final lockdown or begin date or end date being around right after Christmas, when Venus leaves your sign. So look to the degrees. Mercury 00, Scorpio 00. October the 22nd, the same day, Mercury in Scorpio, your 10th house, trines Saturn in Pisces, your second house. There you go. Saturn agrees with Mercury regarding your 10th house matters. This is a trine and a soft aspect, so many may not feel this, but the information you are now receiving is benefiting your job, income, and value system. Maybe you do sign up for um, a new position and a new pay raise, or maybe you switch jobs. You never know. Um, or maybe you start like a side thing, or maybe a social media thing, um, or you reach so many subscribers where you become monetized or something. Uh, so this is going to move fast, and your 10th house and your career house and your money house is in sync, which is really good, Aquarius. I'm happy for you. 2 days later, on the 24th, the sun in Scorpio will trine your the second house. So the contract, the agreement, the information 2 days before will now be made public. Sun is at 0, Scorpio is 37, Saturn is at 0, Pisces is at 37. And then dum dum dum, the October 28th, full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. Full moon is at 5 degrees Taurus at 9. I'm going to explain this really super fast first before we get into this. So, back in April, Jupiter entered Taurus. Taurus is your fourth house of home, family, parents, parenting, your country, and your patriotism. Um, Something started expanding for you in this house since April. So maybe you received family. Your family expanded. Maybe you got a new baby. Maybe your children came back to live with you in the house. Maybe you brought in your aging parents to live with you. Um, or you could have gotten more patriotic, but Jupiter stopped going forward in September and started going retrograde, so giving you a chance to take everything in regarding this ballooning in your fourth house. Oh yeah, it could be also renovations. But now that it's going retrograde, now you're going to be reviewing what expanded, and you're going to be shaving off things that you don't need, eliminating things you don't need, and keeping the things you don't need. So maybe you are doing renovations, and you are planning to renovate, um, for example, 2 rooms, but the contractors and the work and the time was going to be taking longer. So now you're down to 1 room renovation, or something like that. I mean, just as an example. And maybe this full moon lunar eclipse, this ending, is part of that shaving off that you're doing. Or a renovation could be finishing. It's a culmination also of your past efforts in this house during this eclipse. So maybe the renovation ends, or maybe you finally got approved for a loan or bank loan, or if you're going through a separation, it's obvious. It's something in the fourth house ends here. Maybe you move out, or a spouse moves out, or if it's dating, the house is put up for sale, and this is when it concludes. It's just as an example. It could be an ending or a culmination of your efforts. So look to the full moon at 5 degrees, Taurus at 9. And then in January, when Jupiter starts stations direct and goes forward, it'll expand what you kept in this house. And you may have kept everything. I don't know, but it'll start blessing it again, and it'll start expanding again in this area. And we have a beautiful trine from Pluto and Capricorn here. So something about your psyche, your behind the scenes. um, eh, Maybe this has been confining and you're ending it, and then in January it's going to feel very expansive. Anyway, whatever you're ending here will benefit you with a trine to from Capricorn in January. I think I mentioned that in your guys' September video if you want to listen to that. So let's look at the oppositions on the same day to get a clue of maybe what this ending is about. Mars in Scorpio, your 10th house of career and status, will oppose Jupiter in Taurus, your 4th house of home and family. And also Mercury in Scorpio, your 10th house, opposes Jupiter in your 4th house. So both your action and information regarding your career and status is opposing Jupiter, your 4th house. Okay, so in either case, 10th house is career and status. Status is married, not married, engaged, not engaged, dating, not dating, dating, going to serious engagement, engagement, going to marriage. And the fourth house is self-explanatory. Um, so let me give you the degrees. Mars 11 and Scorpio 16. So is Mercury, same. Opposing Jupiter at 11 degrees, Taurus 16. So look to those degrees. And since Jupiter has already gone through these degrees, because it's retrograde now, you already know what this is about. This is not something out of the blue. Because people, get upset and they're like, "Oh my God, how can you just blurt out an ending?" It's this is not out of the blue. It's not a blurting out an ending. But suffice to say, Uranus is in Taurus too. So there are surprises in your 4th house of home and family. There are sudden things that are being revealed in your home and family, and your status is very much tied into that. So yeah, this ending or culmination is regarding your status and authority figures and your 4th house of home and family. Maybe it's an elderly parent. I don't know, but look to those degrees in your natal chart to figure out what's going on. Okay, and like I said, Uranus and Taurus, maybe you're getting a larger place, or the renovations finished. I'll just like I mentioned with Uranus and Taurus in your 4th house. Um, it's not like it's scary. It just likes to scare the bejesus out of me. Uranus is really scary to me. I mean, you are ruled by Uranus, so you yourself are quirky and electrifying. You're the genius of the zodiac. You enjoy the shock and surprise effects. You live for them. I'm just saying you're used to this energy. This energy will now be concentrated in your home and family. So this house will go through surprising changes during Uranus Taurus. So maybe sudden endings in this house. Maybe the contractor surprise you with it cut me off. Um, so I was just saying it might be that the renovations, the contractor finishes um, um, a month ahead of time and under budget. Shocking. So yeah, and it might be good surprises or a good ending. I'm doing air quotes because there's really no good or bad in astrology. It is where you need to be um, in astrology. The universe is on our side. Skywalker. All right, I'm getting corny. Let's move on. On the 29th of October, both Mercury and Mars at 11 degrees will be in Scorpio at 54. They conjunct. This is a very important day for the talk to walk the walk. Both action and information, agreement or negotiation are in solid lockstep. So, like I said, it moves really fast, and you do get the um, final signature. The ink dries on right after Christmas, right when Venus leaves your sign. So this day is hearkening to that week. It's an important day. Listen to what happens, what you sign here, what you agree to. It is the finale. It sets the tone for the finale, and that comes right before New Year's. And we end the month on a great note, on a good note. Venus at 21 degrees in Virgo at 36. That is your eighth house of intimacy and shared resources. Trines Uranus, the planet of shock and surprise, and your ruling planet in Taurus, your fourth house of home and family. Uranus is also at 21 degrees, Taurus 36. So, a nice aspect between your eighth house of intimacy and new beginnings and your fourth house of home and family. See, maybe you're going to start enjoying your new renovated house or your new shared property purchased home with your partner. Um, this has a new married couple or casual dating turned serious all over the screen too for that sliver of Aquarians. So this is all good. And you guys deserve it. You've been in your head for the past 15 years, like I've mentioned in my other videos. You've been through a lot, a lot. But what has not broken you has made you solid, strong. Nobody can mess with your brain now. You're a powerhouse to deal with, and you should start enjoying home and family and intimacy and all that. Nice. I love happy endings. Thank you, Aquarius, for listening through all of this and listening all the way through to the end. If you did find this information entertaining and informative, please do give it a thumbs up. It really does help my channel. And consider subscribing. It's free. So I will bid you guys adieu until next month. Or if I have anything new or I wanted to add, I'll upload that video before the next month. And if you're subscribed, you'll get a notice about that. Okay. Thank you so much for listening, guys.